Back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code TALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
From the Town Fair Tire Studio, the game is on the Sports Hub.
Goes to the backhand and score! Two-hand slam!
Boston's home for sports.
Oh!
98.5, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Well, we had two very nice wins by the Celtics and Bruins last night. At TD Garden, the Green faced the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder at full strength and beat them 119-109. Jaylen Brown, 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Working some kinks out, getting our flow, and we got, I think, like 10 games left, or 9 or 10 games, and we need each one of those to kind of build to get ready for the playoffs. But I think today was a very, very huge step for us, and I'm proud of our guys.
Celtics are still a half a game up on the Knicks for second place in the East with 10 games to go. They host Atlanta tomorrow night. Bruins blew a 2-1 third period lead, fell behind 3-2, but fought back to beat one of the hotter teams in the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres, 4-3 in overtime in their own building. Casey Middlestat tied it with 6 minutes left in regulation. Pavel Zacha won it 38 seconds into overtime. The Bruins play Minnesota at TD Garden on Saturday. As for top draft pick James Higgins, he had 3 shots on net, and he didn't factor into any of the offense in a 2-1 Providence Bruins win in Springfield. Today's opening day for the Red Sox. They'll pitch Garrett Crochet this afternoon in Cincinnati. Last night, the Yankees kicked off the Major League Baseball regular season with a 7-0 win in San Francisco. The Sweet 16 of the NCAA men's basketball tournament begins tonight in both San Jose and Houston, and Brazil plays France in a friendly today at Gillette Stadium in a World Cup tune-up. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah, boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Let's go.
I'm the fingerman too.
Yeah. 9 times 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
27.
You want a hard one? I know how to multiply by 9.
Yeah. For some reason, you're in a gang, but you still show up to school.
Snap your neck.
Snap your neck.
Don't give me no gas.
You know who you're in the way of? You're in the seat of our top student. Her parents want her to work at the restaurant. She stopped too.
She can run it for you.
She got running for you.
Mr. Escalante, you're a guest in my restaurant, but I must now ask you to leave.
Oh, yeah. All right. Absolutely. All right. All right. I'm teaching the kids by being weird. Look what I can do. Stupid trick on my fingers. Finger man.
Are you the finger man? I'm the finger man too.
He was giving him a gang sign. And he went, oh, yeah, I know how to deal with the gangs. Meth tricks.
Think cool.
Maybe that should be the movie that we do.
That's.
I wonder if they'd ask us for $20 million to show that one as we try to do the Warriors.
Welcome back, Freddie.
Thank you.
How about that?
Right.
Big trip, big goings on. Got a little color on the face. Got a little sun.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Saw the picture from that spring training game right behind home plate.
Gotta have content, baby. So we were walking out, and my son saw one of his coaches from back in the day, coaching for the Nationals organization. It was quite a scene, baby. But yeah, we will get into that later. But I am back, and Hardy is leaving tomorrow. He's going to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, leaving for Las Vegas, and can't wait. My wife is going with me, so it was fine. Yesterday, I caught myself whistling while I was packing, which normally I have to stop myself when I'm getting ready for a trip, because unless it's a family thing, we, do a lot of traveling separately. She'll go somewhere with her friends. I'll go off and do some stuff. But I said, oh, it's okay this time. She's going with me. It's going to be okay. But that also meant I had to take care of a few things before I left. And one of those things was a big tree that had uprooted during the big blizzard, right? Now, I failed to mention this a couple of weeks ago, but I had a tree guy out to the house by the name of Kyle, and Kyle was fantastic. Now, I wanted to, get into it with Kyle and chop it up, so to speak. Fred, no pun intended.
Oh. You mean chop it up vocally? Like,
yes.
Through your words.
And we did, but I also felt I needed to give him some space. So I found a perch in my attic.
Oh, did John teach you?
No.
You spied on this man from your attic.
I spied on the man from my attic because he was on the side of the house. And if you go up into the attic, there is one window up there that allowed me to look upon him and what he was doing down on the side of the house. Some small trees that needed to come down, and he did a great job. There was one thing, though, that happened after Kyle left, and he had texted me. We exchanged numbers now. We're friendly now, Kyle. This isn't just a simple transaction. You come over, take some trees down, and that's it. See you later. We're in communication.
You're buds.
Right. He had this block and pulley system that he was using because it was a one-man operation. He's taking trees down, but he roped off these trees to pull it back away from the yard and away from the house to get it to come down where he wanted to. He had, purposely or not purposely, we don't know, left one of these pulley situations tied up to a tree off property. He texted me. He said, hey, I think I left my block and, rope system there. Could you go out and check for me? I said, oh, could I? What? Say less. Got the boots on, went down into the woods, found it. Fred, this thing was tied up to this tree like, I don't know. Maybe Kyle was also a sailor in a former life. Maybe this is some tree knot tying situation that I'm unfamiliar with.
Can I, why do you leave it? That doesn't seem like he's dotting his I's and crossing his T's.
He wanted an excuse to come back and talk to his friend.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was an excuse for us to continue the relationship.
Well, it just seems like that would have been as easy as a text rather than now you got to question his professionalism the whole time.
Not at all. Bang up job. He was fantastic.
Well, except that he left things.
You dare.
Except that he left things and made you have to go look to see if he left them.
Maybe he knew that would please me to no end, and maybe he was doing me a favor. That's why I say maybe
that's a leap that I don't know if I'm willing to take.
Well, why don't you let me and Kyle sort that out throughout our developing friendship?
You're sure you don't need a mediator?
No. In fact, we may need one now, though, because yesterday, as I said, I was getting things taken care of.
Now.
I did something pretty bad. There was this very large tree that got uprooted during the blizzard, and for that, I like to spread it around. And for this one, I called Rocco. Now, Rocco's been over to the house before and, taken down some big trees. As we were finishing up the meeting yesterday, I got a text from Marcy.
That's right. I forgot about this.
It just said, Rocco is here. I said, I'm on my way.
He announced
I'm
this.
on my way. I'm
Fred,
on my way.
you had to be there. He announced this to the room. Rocco's here, like we would have any idea what that is.
I'm on my way.
Well, Rocco Stefedri comes in, and he's very rough with the trees.
But for some reason,
some
girls
trees
love him.
Some not really. Some trees won't work with him.
Really?
Hypathily would not work with Rocco.
Oh, no.
Really?
No, he's too
I didn't
rough.
know that.
I don't like his scenes. He's too rough.
Well,
I'm an animal.
yeah.
No, TT Bush. Hypathically said that you were all right,
Okay.
gentlemen.
As it turns out, Rocco was not there. Marcy got the situation a little bit wrong. Will and the rest of the crew were there. But
Oh, Marcy, you
idiot. Freaking moron.
Oh.
It was fine. It was
Was
fine.
it? Or did it make you question everything?
It makes me question a lot, but we'll work it out on our trip. We got a few days. We got some time waiting in the airport and on the flight. I get there, and all of my worst fears become realized as I see guys walking back to their trucks, chainsaws in hand. I missed it.
Oh.
Missed it.
You left real fast, too. There was nothing more you could have done.
Left fast, caught some traffic, but by the time I got there, and this was a whole situation where the tree had not completely fallen over, but they had to cut it. And then, according to Marcy and her really substandard description of events, like, she didn't watch them the entire time. She only glanced out the window a couple of times when things were getting noisy. I said, if things get noisy and you go, look, you've missed it. You got to be watching when the noise happens. But apparently a section of the tree would fall down and kind of slide down, the tree that it was leaning up against.
Oh.
And then they'd have to cut another section and get it to fall. And then cut another section and get it to fall. Well, I tried to get, a play-by-play from one of the guys. He seemed like he had better things to do. All right, you don't want to talk to me. So I talked to Will a little bit. He gave me a little bit more of the play-by-play.
Who's Will?
He's the foreman.
Okay.
For that one crew.
It's a new character you hadn't introduced yet, I don't believe.
I apologize.
Yeah.
But suffice it to say, I got the play-by-play from Will, found out what had happened, went down, did a little poking around to see what was what down there, took care of the bill there at the end, and then I texted Rocco directly. And I think I may have gone one text too many. This happens every once in a while. You get into communication with somebody that you really want to be in communication with, but then you push it a little too far.
Ask ChatGPT. Put it in ChatGPT. Actually, let's do this. Take a photo of your conversation.
Okay.
Put it into ChatGPT and just say analyze.
Okay.
And let's see what ChatGPT says.
All right. I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it takes 10 seconds.
Do you want me to tell you what the conversation was first?
No, I just want to read how it's. I think it might be funnier if it just says how ChatGPT puts it in there.
Okay. I've never done this before. Yet, is this something you've done, Fred?
My son, when we were in Florida, said you can have him break down text message conversations, so I did it one time.
Okay.
Sarge GPT is booting up.
Oh, yeah, we're using Sarge GPT.
Oh.
He'll equate it to some kind of wrestling.
Sup, party?
All right.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
Please analyze this text conversation.
Great.
All right, so Sarge is working on it.
All right. Here's a clear breakdown of your text conversation, what's happening, how it comes across. This is a small job service transaction, tree work you're coordinating. Gives the price, timing, payment. In terms of Rocco, his tone is casual, flexible, and fair. What he does well is set a price expectation, leaves room for adjustment. Minor drawbacks, a bit informal, which I like.
Yes.
No firm confirmation of date and time, also good. We were kind of leaving this open-ended when it was going to work best. I thought for the both of us.
Right.
Turns out it was only good for him. Wasn't great for me. I couldn't make it there in time. You, tone, easy to work with, appreciative, low friction.
Great.
What you do well, quick agreement, flexible on scheduling, clear confirmation of completion and payment, strong relationship building, and it quoted, appreciate you as always, which I put there at the end.
Absolutely.
Overall, ideal client behavior, clear, respectful, and easy. Oh, potential risks and gaps. No firm quote, that's fine. No written scope, that's fine. Cash payment, yeah, I'd say that's a plus. That they call that a problem. Oh, and finally, power dynamics. You're in a slightly stronger position.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like you really had that much of a personal conversation at all.
But you don't flex it. You keep things collaborative. It's a collaboration, Fred. It's not just me hiring Rocco to come out and do the job. It was a collaboration.
You know why I asked him to put this in the chat GPTs? Because I had a feeling it wasn't a personal conversation at all. It was just about price and when it was going to get done. And I think this analyzed it to that degree.
This builds long-term reliability with contractors, in parentheses, smart move.
It's AI, baby.
Oh, this reads like, but your last message, appreciate you as always, suggests ongoing relationship. It's a relationship, Fred. Mutual respect and likely priority service in the future.
Okay, we have 4 minutes.
Yes.
Do you have any of the text between you and the guy in Puerto Rico, the driver?
Oh,
That's Daniel.
Yeah, like the last few you did with Daniel. If you could take those and see what happened. Like when you were reaching out, like after you got back.
Oh, yeah.
Here he is, Daniel Delgado. Yes, I have.
Like a good chunk when we were having you text him back again.
Okay. All right. You want to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Save photos, chat GPT.
Daniel looks like Fabio.
Does Daniel have long hair?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a picture.
Oh no, he not only does he have pictures, he has pictures that were professionally taken.
Oh, that makes sense.
Here's a breakdown of this second conversation. This one is a very different dynamic from the contractor exchange. Oh, okay. This looks like a travel-related service provider. Tone and interaction. You, thoughtful, appreciative, relationship-driven. You did 3 strong things. Gave genuine praise, kept the relationship warm, and sent referrals proactively.
Great.
Kept the relationship warm.
Daniel's tone was friendly, slightly informal. His reply showed gratitude, emotional engagement, and relationship interest.
Ah,
Yes.
he was reaching out to you.
Oh, my God. This is great. This is better than my conversation with Rocco, for sure. Relationship strength, strong, positive relationship. If anything, now you're a preferred client who sends business. You gave him real value. Small missed opportunity. Oh, on his side. A more polished response from him would have been, oh, no, just shut up. Daniel's fine. This overall assessment, 9.5 out of 10. My one with Rocco only got an 8.5.
That earns you a Cyber Sarge salute of the day.
Thank you.
That wasn't the one where you reached out and he was kind of like, okay.
Oh, when he ghosted me for a while?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you didn't put that one in.
Of course not. He's not going to put that one in.
No.
I think negative reviews would follow that one, so he chose another one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we see how he's operating today.
Oh, no. That was the one because I texted him on February 24th at 8:25 a.m. This is the one I put in there. He texted me back that same day at 10:20 a.m. And ChatGPT had no problem with the gap in between those texts.
Okay.
0.
Okay.
He kept the relationship warm, Fred. Warm.
So I think we're okay. Both me and Daniel and Daniel and I are great. But me and
Sarge
Rocco,
GPT.
Really? When was the last time you contacted Daniel?
it's been a minute. But I'd let I'll go back and
Why don't today you go, hey, I'm going to Vegas. Just thought about you. Probably won't find a driver like you there, huh?
There was. Should I pay for his flight?
No. Just be like,
And a
hey.
rental car?
Go, guess what, Daniel? Long time no talk. Head into Vegas today. Bet you they don't have drivers like you out there.
Not doing that.
No?
Driver, parentheses, friend.
You know what I will do? Here's what I'll do. Because we'll be taking a car or a Uber or a taxi or something. I'll snap a photo. Hey, Daniel, just thinking about you. Marcy and I are, in Vegas. This is nowhere near the ride experience you gave us. And I'll send it. And I'll have it when I return next week.
Yeah, just be like, this guy seems more of a driver and less of a friend.
You see, you find all this uncomfortable, but none of it is uncomfortable for me and Daniel right now. You want to make it uncomfortable.
Listen, ChatGPT is that what? Who can argue? I mean, that's got a 10 million times the brain power of me. I mean, you put it in there, you had it analyze it.
9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a solid ranking.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would have been for 10 out of 10, but they probably don't give that very often because it would just look bad.
Yeah, you got to have room to. You have to have reason to go back and analyze more conversations.
Absolutely. All right, look, we can analyze a couple of games that happened last night. You had the Celtics, the Bruins, and the opening of Major League Baseball all on the way.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Grab March by the Claw. White Claw is opening a $1 million bar tab for bracket season. Call for a couple claws. Go to whiteclaw.com.
It's Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. If you've spent years working in construction, the wear and tear on your body can add up. And what many people don't realize is that those conditions may actually entitle you to compensation. At Catches Law, we've won more for construction workers than any other law firm in New England. We understand the work, we understand the injuries, and we know how to win. If your job is taking a toll on your body, it's time to find out your options. Visit catcheslaw.com for a free consultation today. There's no fee unless you win.
Need a new roof for your home or business? Then call East Coast Metal Roofing, lifetime guaranteed roofs, and get 10% off during their Spring into Savings event when you mention me, Felger. Call 844-611-ECMR or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone.
Kinetics today for a free consultation. 617-644-PAIN.
Join 98.5 The Sports Hub with Tyler Milliken, Kendra Middleton, and Corona for an MLB opening day watch party Thursday from 4 to 6 at Game On Fenway, Lansdowne Street, Boston. Plus, there will be a chance to score tickets to Boston's home opener, all courtesy of Corona, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. Limes, relax responsibly.
Ticket not punched.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not punched. Fred. You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
I guess this country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules.
You idiot. The Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, we are Dutcher and Hardy. Hardy, what happened last night?
Bruins were in Buffalo to take on the Sabres. Second night of back-to-backs after they had lost to the lowly Toronto Maple Leafs. With Jeremy Swayman in net against Toronto, we discussed yesterday, well, what are you going to do against Buffalo? This is, in many ways, every way, a tougher test. And what are you going to do? You're going to play Swayman back-to-back?
Important time of year.
Why didn't you put Korpisalo in net against Toronto? We discussed it yesterday with RJ, and he said, well, those are 2 points you really need to have. And, well, you didn't get them. You got no points. So instead, last night, instead of going Swayman back-to-back, Korpisalo ends up being in net for the Bruins. And things are going well. You've got a 2-1 lead. We're going to jump right to the third period when things started to go poorly. Let's go here. Bruins up 2-1, third period, and just finishing off a penalty kill. Adam 12, if you would, please.
You're up. Nicholas, can we fix Hardy's audio on his computer, please?
I have it here if you'd like. Would that be helpful?
No, I've got it. Hold on. I'll do it. We were fiddle-effing around with this yesterday.
Now Middlestat from the red line dumps in. Luukkonen stops it. He's going to scale it right back out to center ice. Lorei gloves it and then lost it to Benson, who walks in on a breakaway and scores. And then Lorei decked him with a cross-check after the puck went in.
Yeah, sure.
And that'll start a big fracas in behind the net, but a shorthanded goal. And the Sabres have tied it at 2.
If I'm Lorei, I'm embarrassed too. That's back-to-back nights you got pantsed. Good for you.
And then he doubled down on it, so he loses the puck along the wall at the end of the power play. Yeah, I misspoke. They're not killing off the penalty. Bruins on the power play, end of the power play, gets the puck taken away from up against the wall, scores the goal, and then decides to cross-check Benson into the net afterward. So, great job, Mason.
At least he didn't get spun around 360 degrees this time. At least he skated all the way back.
No, that was against Toronto, John. This next game.
Oh.
Next night.
Yeah, struggling a little bit of late.
Yeah, a little bit. So, what do you think is going to happen on the ensuing power play for Buffalo?
Norris hands off for Thompson, nearly grabbed by Corrali, so Thompson had to get rid of it quickly. They work it to Zucker on the right side, coming down the near circle, pushed into the corner. Moving behind the net, in front, score.
Love it, as the goal is being announced in the background.
Another one. 33 seconds later, And all of a sudden, all that work you did against a really good team, RJ told us yesterday, this team is producing points on a pace that great Bruins team did a couple of years ago. That's how well they've been playing. You're in their building, you're up 2-1, and you played really well, and it's gone in 33 seconds.
You're up 2-1 on a power play.
Yep.
33 seconds later, you're down 3-2.
Correct.
That's fantastic. But fear not, Casey Middlestat to the rescue.
Now Arvidsson brings it through the red line. Gets knocked down by Dahlin coming across the blue. Middlestat, though, able to keep it alive. Zaka turning with it near circle. Back to Aspero for a drive. Just wide. Back in front. And they score! Aspero's shot came rocketing back in front, and it's Casey Middlestat who ties the game at 3 with 6 minutes to go.
I was sure they were going to lose after they fell behind 3-2.
Oh, I
was sure of it.
Yeah, you'd have to assume, and then you thought, oh boy, that's not good. That's 2 in a row.
Yep.
And
a lot of teams are all around you here for these playoff spots.
Yep.
Running out of games to play. And I figured if they were going to get one win, it would have been 2 nights ago, not last night.
Yeah, I thought they were still going to lose in regulation. I'm like, well, that's nice that you saved some
still
face
6
here.
minutes left.
Yeah,
that's right.
6 minutes left, and it's Korpisalo in net. I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? Well, what you're going to do is figure out a way to get to the end of regulation, and then you go to overtime, 3-on-3.
McAvoy to Pasternak again from the red line. Cuts into the middle, across the line, to the left circle. Zaka shot, scores! Pavel Zaka with the game winner in overtime. And the Bruins beat the Sabres 4-3.
Unbelievable finish, that third period and the overtime. Just
shocking. Defied
expectation at every turn.
So the Bruins are in a little bit of a good position now.
Yep.
They have... they have 3 points on Ottawa they're in the first playoff spot right now, wild card spot. They have 3 points on Ottawa, who has a game in hand, but they have 3 points on the Islanders straight up. The Red Wings look to be not playing that great. And then the Canadians, of course, are within reach. You both have 88 points, but they have 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, if as long as they can kind of tread water, not lose a couple games in a row here, things could be okay.
They are in a real tough part of their schedule, though. Minnesota's playing well. They have them next. Columbus has been playing very, very well, even though they're not in playoff position. They're in Columbus on Sunday on a back-to-back. Then you have Dallas. Got Tampa coming up. So that's what they're doing right now. They're treading water. And trying to stay in playoff position, but can't take anything away from them last night. Last night was a really, really good win.
Right.
No, they figured out a way, and I don't expect to see a ton of Korpisalo down the stretch, and especially on that last goal when he was just doing the face down snow angel when they got when Buffalo took the lead there 3-2. He didn't look great, but the fact that they were able to figure out a way to play a little bit better in front of him. The night before, Fred, Sturm had said after the game, we got to figure out a way to play better in front of Swayman. And I said yesterday, you got to figure out a way to get in front of Swayman. There were so many breakaways. And forget about odd man rushes. There were guys just going in like unimpeded to the goaltender against Toronto.
2 nights ago, Fred, the Bruins gave up, and this was Marco Sturm's figure after the game, the Bruins gave up 12 odd man rushes against Toronto in one game. And on the power play, they allowed Toronto a 2-on-1 and 2 breakaways. That's how bad that game was in Toronto 2 nights ago. So then they go to that place, Buffalo, where they're wildly big underdogs, and they win. And I'm not sure what to make of this team at this point in the season. Swayman is getting the lion's share. I think before last night, Swayman had played in 7 of the previous 8 games. So Sturm is riding him down the stretch if it's not a back-to-back. But you just are not sure what to expect from this team from one night to the next, regardless of what their playoff position is.
Well, and that's the way it's going to be until you get Hagens, because Hagens made his pro debut last night for Providence, and that might be interesting to see what they do if they want to burn a year of his rookie deal.
He was the top line left wing for Providence last night. Didn't factor in any of the scoring. I think had 3 shots on net, and according to the people that were there that I follow on X, he looked like he was easing his way in. He looked like a 19-year-old kid, like, oh, I'm in a pro uniform now. Things are a little different. So maybe it's the best that he didn't start in Boston. That was the general consensus last night.
So there you go. There was another big game last night between the Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and things were not looking good at TD Garden early on in this one.
Tatum attacks Caruso and lost it again. I don't know if that was Caruso who knocked it away or Tatum just dropped it. Back-to-back turnovers by Tatum. SGA zips it to the cutter. A.J. Mitchell, they're playing at a different speed right now. They are so locked in. A.J. Mitchell switches to left hand, blows by Garza, scoops and scores to the left hand, and the Thunder are on a different level right now.
Tatum's still trying to find his footing a little bit, and it looked to be more of the same early on in this one. The Celtics would trail by 13 points in this game, but then Tatum found his game a little bit last night.
Celtics will play the final game of this homestand. 6 out of 7 at home for the Celtics. It's their one night in Memphis over the 2-week span. The red-hot Atlanta Hawks coming in on Friday. Tatum steps to his left and calmly knocks down a 3 over Isaiah Joe. Kind of looks down at his hands for a second like, oh, that was easy.
Well, you said this thing, saying that, yeah, your quarters, he looks like, is this the quarter he looks like Jason Tatum?
Walking in Memphis. But do I really feel the way I feel?
So it was nice to see Tatum kind of emerging last night in the middle of the game. Shireman last night. Is that his spot, John? Like consistently,
his spot,
left side of the court, moving right and shooting the 3.
Shireman's usually a corner 3 guy. I was
dumbass.
Last night, him shooting on the move and him shooting from up top, much different.
Did it like 2 or 3 times that I saw, and I was going back and forth between that and the Bruins. But I mean, the kid's got a nice little move there.
Jaylen Brown spins on Wallace, kick out Shireman, pretty good look from the wing. 3 is good.
It does not help you at all when the guy comes in and you can't make a shot. And he knocks down the shot that you've been having.
Celtics started this night 1 of 7 from 3. They're now 12 of 22.
Yeah, their 3-point shooting was fantastic. Oklahoma City went ice cold shooting last night.
Defense had something to do with that, too. Celtics played really good defense.
But they couldn't make a shot.
No, that's true.
But
what I'm saying is it wasn't all these shots weren't open. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they weren't all open for Jaylen Brown either, John.
Jaylen, elbow, pump fake, draws the contact, shot is good, scored in the foul, and SGA just got SGA'd by JB.
Huh?
Yeah. Accurate.
What?
Hold on.
Just got SGA'd by JB.
So SGA got SGA'd.
By JB.
Oh, so he's saying he pulled an SGA move
Correct.
on SGA.
Yeah, stupid.
You trick me, I trick you.
No, that made it 102-92.
No, I don't like that. Then there's just everyone's tricking everyone.
No.
And then it turns into Congress.
But hey, well done. Ripped from the headlines.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm out.
The Thunder would get it to 6.
Not
4?
enough. You dumb hicks.
Did they get it to 4 at the end of the game,
try,
John?
stupid.
I think,
oh, John doesn't know.
Okay.
He had already finished.
Not true. Not true.
But
it's true.
Celtics would hang on to win by 10 at home against the Thunder, 119-109.
Thunder had everyone available for the first time all season last night. They've been banged up. They've been rotating people in.
Oh, that's why they lost.
But they had everybody, all of their rotational players available for the first time all season.
It was a glorified practice.
They looked unbeatable early, and the Celtics stared them down. A great win. It doesn't matter where it was, whether it was here or there. And you remember they gave them a run for their money. They were without Tatum there and still almost beat them. This was a really nice win. And it goes and proves once again that the Celtics are to be taken seriously.
Is there any update? I wasn't paying attention to anything but college basketball. Was there any update on Cade Cunningham over the last few days?
No, there has not been.
Okay. Because if he's gone, then you might as well just give the Celtics
Well,
the East.
the argument and the player, we were talking a little bit about this yesterday, and this is more a general thing for the NBA. The Players Association, using Cade Cunningham as an example, is trying to push back on the 65-game rule.
That's been the major conversation regarding Cade Cunningham is like, hey, he should still be MVP. We need to change.
For those of you who don't know, in the new NBA rule, you have to play at least 65 games to qualify for the MVP or All-NBA awards. Cunningham's played in 61 games. And now the odds are it's looking more and more like he may not be able to get those last 4 in, because I think there are only 10 or 11 left before the end of the season. He wouldn't be able to qualify for the awards. So the way the Players Union is pushing back, I mean, I'm just trying to take steps here. It looks like he may not make it back for another week or two.
They should probably have it be 69 games.
Hell yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because of the sex position.
Right.
All right. We will return. Baseball started last night. Also, the NCAA tournament kicks off again with some annoying teams. Annoying teams still left.
Baseball last night. Who was doing the crowd work?
Oh, that was Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston in the crowd doing crowd work for Netflix last night.
There's
a wrestler there too.
John Cena explaining the ABS system.
There's some theories.
Yeah, of course.
That I've heard people call into national shows about why it was on Netflix. That is just very funny to me. They seem to really have their finger on what's going on in media. It was a brilliant move by baseball to get more viewers.
Mm-hmm.
That was what they were going for. They were going for kids. Not a massive check of...
not a massive payday for Major League Baseball?
No, it was shrewd. They were like, where are the kids watching this thing? Because, by the way, every kid's constantly watching Netflix, too.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of Netflix. That's all kids
They watch all the shows, all the hour-long dramas.
Yeah, the DTF St. Louis, huge with kids.
Yes.
But that's on HBO. But all right. The Red Hot Chili Peppers documentary that came out about their time with Hell Slovak, I've heard has been a sensation with high schoolers.
Yeah, it's middle school to high school. It's like the 16 and under crowd.
It's like, and then it's like, oh, and I've heard like Mad Dog go like, yeah, I'm an old man. I don't want it on Netflix. But you're also screwing my fans. You don't know why they're doing it. They're doing it because kids look at streaming platforms. Oh, that's right. That's why they're doing it.
Thank you.
They're doing it because it's a shrewd marketing move and not just, you'll give us how much money? Okay, well, whatever you need, we'll do it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Hear that.
Just got SGA.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics beat Oklahoma City at TD Garden last night, 119-109, reigning
Sports Hub.
My buddy.
With friends like these,
climb up a tree.
you know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Opening day. Struck out 4 times for the first time since September of 2024. But it didn't really matter for the Yankees. They had other guys hitting the ball.
Here's pitch for Webb. Swung on, drive to the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. Everybody's running. Here comes McMahon. Wells flying around third. Grisham to second, thinking about third. Here's the throw to third. He dives head first. He's in there with a triple. 2-run triple. And the Yankees have a 5-0 lead here at San Francisco.
Too bad it wasn't the stand-up triple. The stand-up triple, very rare to pull that off. A.K.A. Robbie Rhodes steamer. It's a first base, second base situation.
Tell him what the stand-up triple is.
Please don't.
Shush, little lady back there. Tell him.
You put
tell
your
him
arm
what
around your partner, right?
Yeah.
And you sneak that hand down, and something happens. Okay?
Nah, I'm still missing it. You'll have to tell it more.
Yankees would go on to win 7-0 to open up their campaign for 2026. But, of course, all eyes on Cincinnati as the Red Sox begin their season today against the Reds at 4:10 p.m.
Garrett Crochet, Terry Francona in the opposite dugout. Let's hear it.
People are picking Cincinnati to go to the wild card. People that love Cincinnati. They're having a lot of fun with Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they are. I mean, they're picking them to be a wild card. They seem to like their young team. I don't know how they like what's going on there at shortstop, but that's what we. That's
Their
what
ace is currently on the shelf for at least the first month of the season. And the guy who's starting today is not their ace, Andrew Abbott.
At what point do you throw away your Ellie De La Cruz cards and just say, I'm not doing this?
He's one of the best 3 or 4 shortstops in the game right now.
Uh-huh.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
All right. Any other games piquing your interest today? Paul Skeens will be facing Freddie Peralta in a Pirates-Mets showdown. That might get some eyes on it if you're into watching the Pirates and the Mets this early in the season. What else? The Scuba with the Tigers. He's getting the ball for Detroit.
Look who he's pitching against.
Who is he pitching against?
Nick Pivetta, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Starting opening day for San Diego.
Well, if you got Pivetta on the staff, he's getting the ball on opening day.
I feel good about San Diego's chances.
Wow.
That can't be good. I don't know what circumstances led to.
De La Cruz over 25 other shortstops.
I like De La Cruz's combination of power and speed. He does not hit for average. He has a great arm at shortstop. I'm not saying he's the best. There's no way he's the best shortstop.
No, you said he was top 5.
Yes, I did.
Okay, his power? He doesn't hit for a lot of power. He played 162 games last year. He had 22 home runs, 86 RBIs. I don't know how good.
How many bases did he steal?
37. So
which is a lot in today's day.
No, it's a lot. He stole 67 bases the year before that.
Yeah,
he's an exciting player. It just he was supposed to be like the future of MLB shortstops.
True. He's fallen short of that.
And I would say that he's like about as middling a shortstop as you can be in the way the league is now. Now I don't need someone with a Harvard degree calling in and telling me what is what in terms of exit velocity and things of that nature. But we'll see. We'll see all about that.
Speaking of stolen bases, I heard something from Milliken yesterday.
Oh,
okay.
Just out of
you know who rhapsodizes about Milliken is Kendra Middleton.
Oh, she likes Milliken.
Oh, she rhapsodizes about his career.
They're doing a personal appearance together today. In fact,
yeah, she really thinks that he's got it all under lock and key.
Huh.
Well, he's taken Kendra, so don't get any ideas.
I don't know if it's at all a romantic thing. I think she's just awe of his career.
All right.
Because he likes baseball.
Yeah. The discussion yesterday, and Zolak was really pushing back on this. With the baseball.
Don't get him started.
With the baseball argument, you get him wound up.
Here we go. You just can't get him to shut up about baseball.
But the question was posed to the group yesterday. What do you think of the Red Sox in terms of like base running and in particular stolen bases last year? Did they steal a lot of bases last year? Would you think that about that team?
Yeah.
Say I didn't think so, and none of the rest of the group did. Scott, once again, adamant that they had their metrics on the base paths were nothing special.
I can't. Okay, I can't speak with complete authority about this, but all right.
Well, he was citing games and instances, and and really digging deep. 6th in the league last year for stolen bases. So I don't know if we're going to see more or less of that, but it just got them down this whole road of really baseball intrinsic stuff, and then I was lost.
Considering they don't have a plethora of power hitters in the middle of that lineup, I would think, yes, with Jarren Duran hitting third, they are going to have to steal a few more bases than other teams.
Yeah, it makes sense now when you think about it. It's like, oh, how else were they?
They didn't have any power in the middle of the order last year after trading that aircraft carrier bat to San Francisco. Oh. So they had to steal a lot of bases.
Yeah, they'll have to manufacture runs. There's no question. There doesn't look like there's going to be much power in that lineup.
Wilson Contreras is your cleanup hitter. That's pretty much going to happen. And what's he good for, 20?
Yeah, he'll hit 20 home runs.
Yeah.
Like between 20 and if you want to get specific, between 20 and 23, I would imagine.
Okay.
Because I don't think he's going to hit 25, but I don't think he's going to hit 19.
What about the wall, Fred? The wall will give him a lot of power.
Yeah.
Just pop it right over that wall.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
He's a right-handed hitter. Don't all right-handed hitters have inflated home run stats at Fenway?
Yes.
I would think that if you're left-handed, then you get that. If you can hit it 5 feet, you can sneak it around that pole.
That's the thing. Management of this team in the 70s and for a large part of the 80s are like, you know what? I want the biggest guy I can find that hits right-handed. That's going to get us a World Series because he's going to hit 50 homers in our ballpark. Oddly enough, that didn't happen a lot.
No. That's no. The ridiculous fence is in right field. If you can,
yes.
I mean, you can hit a pop fly, like legitimately a pop fly.
Yeah.
That if it just tracks right enough and not too far right.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, it's a tough spot to hit. Let's be honest. But I mean, that's the part of the park that is. I mean, the Green Monster is Green Monster. But the part of the park that's like a little leaguer might be able to, with a drop 5, hit a home run is right field.
You're right though. With a lefty with like a half swing, perfectly placed. Yeah.
Well, I think it was Jazz Chisholm. I saw, or maybe it was someone on the Yankees before Jazz Chisholm. I just saw like bloop one, and then it just kind of fell into the stands.
You sure that wasn't Yankee Stadium we were watching?
No,
it might have been Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. You know what? It might have been Yankee Stadium because it's the same difference.
That's a pop-up.
That's a
297-foot pop-up down the line or whatever it is.
But short porch and right.
Yeah. People love dingers. There was a conversation on Felger and Maz. I heard Felger and Maz yesterday about too many strikeouts. And to that I would say, aren't they trying to speed the games up? Like, what do you guys want? Can you make up your mind what you want?
You just turn on the game? Maz should know better than this.
Well, they should. Well, Maz's idea was to move the mounds back, and what that would be. And Felger made the good point of, so now every mound in the country, in the world, has to get it together and move the mound back. Just move the mound back.
What happened?
Well, of course it was a slow day.
Okay.
I mean, what the hell else are you going to talk about?
All right.
Raise the rim, move the mound back.
Yeah. Raising the rim is a matter of raising the rim, plowing the field and moving. And then, by the way, you don't know what that's going to do to people. Like, it's hard enough to keep pitchers healthy. Now you got to figure out, like, what? Get out of here, move the mound back. Ridiculous. And
not a lot, though, just like 30 feet.
And the thing is too, that, the play clock has been a big success. Great. The games are moving a lot quicker. Great. You only got, 2 minutes to come in and warm up. Great. Oh, you got to get this minimum amount of batters. Oh, great. Too many strikeouts. Well, those move the game along too.
They do.
Just how about keep it like it is? And we'll get into that ABS system because if you think it's a big deal, you're out of your mind. Because now I've seen it 2 years in a row.
At spring training, that's right.
Yeah, believe me, it's fine. You'll be fine with the ABS. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Sex, intimacy, and love are essential for a fulfilling relationship. Erectile dysfunction can take a serious toll, stealing enjoyment, weakening intimacy, and placing stress on partners. They can feel overwhelming, but ED doesn't have to continue impacting your relationship. Yes.
Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics got 31 points from Jaylen Brown and 19 to go with 12 rebounds from Jason Tatum as they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 119-109 at TD Garden to snap the visitors' 12-game winning streak. Celtics have tonight off. They wrap up their homestand tomorrow night against Atlanta. The Bruins got to go from Pavel Zacha 38 seconds into overtime. They won in Buffalo last night 4-3 over the first-place Sabres.
Yeah, we know how important this game was, and I think we just kept coming the whole game. Especially in the third period, we just never give up and kind of came back in the game. And we know what we have in this locker room, the resilience. We kind of went through this, must-win games for so many games now. So I'm happy that we came back and kind of can build on this game more.
David Pastrnak assisted on the game-winning goal. He had a goal and 2 assists on the night. The Bruins are back home to play Minnesota on Saturday. Red Sox will pitch Garrett Crochet today in Cincinnati for Game 1 of their regular season. The Sweet 16 of the NCAA men's basketball tournament begins tonight. 11th-seeded Texas plays Purdue. Iowa faces Nebraska early. Then it's number 1 Arizona against Arkansas and Houston against Illinois in the late games. And Brazil plays France in a friendly today at Gillette Stadium in a World Cup tune-up. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. 24-hour on-call service for your clog drain emergencies. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Three, violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. If you would like to watch us on YouTube, look no further than YouTube and subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And then the whole thing's there. We're talking right now in real time.
Yeah.
People are engaging, man. It's a whole sitch. So you probably were like, Fred, where the heck were you for 3 days? You were gone. You were like, where in the dickens did you go? Well, it's as simple as this. I went on Friday, my son and I went to Jupiter, Florida. He is still in Florida. He's at a 2-star hotel now in Port St. Lucie with two other young men sharing a room. They have their first game, exhibition game tomorrow, and it's a whole situation. I stayed at a hotel where it was valet only. Mm-hmm. Now, the question is this. With a valet, when and how much do you tip?
I generally tip when I arrive. I tip on both ends.
John?
Tip on both ends, and I think... It was like $5, $10, something like that for the car. 5 probably.
So you tip 5 when you get there and 5 when you pick up the car.
Yes.
Was the valet free?
No.
Oh.
You tip so John, there's a time where you would tip. So you stay at a hotel for 5 days. You get the car twice a day. You're spending.
That's a lot of money.
You're spending $40 and tipping them.
I've never stayed at a valet-only hotel. It's always that one time, like if I'm at a restaurant, that kind of thing. I've never done that. I would imagine the rules would be different if it's a valet-only hotel.
I wonder what Adam...
$10 you would tip.
Yes.
I wonder what Adam does.
You would tip them $10 for
5 when I show up, probably 5 when I pick up the car, yes.
So the only time maybe 10 when I first land in Vegas, because everybody...
Yeah, you get all loose with your cash.
Everybody gets something,
Yeah, baby.
Well, you get a little sandwich going there when you check in the hotel, baby!
Well, the thing is, what happens is... you don't know this. If you take your license and the valet ticket and you sandwich a $20 bill in it, they'll actually give you a better car when they pull it up.
How about that?
They'll give you. They'll just go. We had this G-Wagon sitting here.
Wow.
If you would like to drive it,
a Dodge Viper.
Yeah,
you want to be super cool.
Yeah, indeed.
So
Yeah, Adam, how much do you? What do you do in those
Well,
situations?
I appreciate the tipping because I'm actually parking your cars for you.
No.
Yes,
They would. No one would
more
let
tips,
you.
the
Wouldn't
better.
be able to figure out how to drive them. But like how? But what do you do?
No, I mean in the off chance, like if I'm down in New York City, you gotta drop your car off to be parked. So I do what John does. I tip like $5, to the guy when he parks it, and then probably like 10 when I pick it up.
Okay. Oh, I do it the other way around. I'll give more up front.
That makes more sense. That's probably what I do too. Actually,
because then you got your car.
So I don't tip anything when I drop the car off.
Mm-hmm.
I tip when I pick the car up, and I would like to tip $2 when I pick the car up, but I am forced to tip $5 because we live in a cashless society where single bills are impossible to find.
But this is the thing, Fred. Like if everything has gone up, right? The cost of everything has increased. 20 years ago, you would have tipped $2 for a valet. 30 years ago, you would have tipped $2 to the valet. So shouldn't that increase along with everything else? Shouldn't it be a standard $5?
I ended up tipping $5, but I'm not tipping. You don't tip the car when you arrive at a place. I even Googled it. You guys are the first two people, actually. Maybe I'm helping you. The expectation is not to tip when you drop the car off because they're not doing anything. They're just taking the car. Now, if you have bags and things of that nature, then you would tip. But that's a different guy.
Yeah.
Because then you're tipping the guy taking your bags up and everything like that. That guy you have to tip. But you tip when they bring the car back because then you are, oh, thank you. You gave me my car back. Here's the money. They split the tips anyway. So that's the way that you have to live, especially if you're taking the car out twice a day. Come on.
Now, what I used to really like to do is if I had to run into a hotel or casino when I was living in Vegas, or even if I were just going in for a meal, didn't plan on staying and gambling or anything, when you roll up, and a 20 used to get this done. You would just hand the guy a 20 and say, "Can you leave it up front?" And depending on the car, sometimes they would say, "No, we can't. We don't have enough room." But if you had a decent enough car, they would say, "Yeah, we'll leave it up front." And that was the best $20 you could spend, because when you would, leave your evening, sometimes the keys would just be in it. You just say, "That's mine." They're like, "Okay," and then remember, you can just walk and your car's right there. I mean, that was the best deal going. I don't know that 20 gets that done anymore. I haven't tried it in a long time.
Well, also you're asking them to do something for you. Now, this hotel, you had the valet, and the valet parking lot was right there. It wasn't like they were running across the street into some garage. Regardless of whatever it was, you guys are out of your minds. Unless someone calls in and says that I'm the world's worst person, which I don't think I am. I think $5 now. Okay, so you're at the pool, and there's a guy there's like a towel guy that sets up a chair.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, how much do you give that guy?
Well, so funny you should ask, because we have reserved, and I was back and forth between, are we getting, I forget what it's called. It's like the big
cabana.
Well, we were back and forth between the cabana and just the large, it's almost like a love seat. It's called like a day bed.
Yeah, it's called the swinger sanctum.
Yeah, the swinger perch.
It's called don't use a black light because there's going to be goo.
With a table and storage underneath and an umbrella and all that stuff. The day bed is like $200 for the day.
Oh.
The cabana was actually reasonable. It was less than I thought it was going to be. It was either 5 or 6. But the cabana has like indoor area, outdoor area for 4 more people. All your mixers are included and all this stuff. I'm like, it's just going to be the two of us at the pool for like 3 hours. I don't think we need a cabana, even though it's 95 in Vegas right now. But I imagine we'll have somebody take us to our day bed when we go there tomorrow and set something up. And I think it's probably going to be expected. It's going to be a 20.
Because this was free, and I gave the guy a 10 for just, and all he did was, there's no cabana and no day bed or anything.
Yeah.
He just put a towel on a chair.
Yeah.
And I gave him $10, which I thought was very generous of me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to do anything. I could have just done it myself.
Sure.
But I did it, and he wanted conversation too, so I gave him a little bit of that.
There you go.
He could tell I had something good to say.
What was his name?
Huh?
Jesus Christ.
Boy. That's what I called him.
boy.
Hey, boy. Come over here, boy. How about a shoe shine, boy?
Oh,
That's what I would say to him.
Huh.
Yeah. I had to pee almost constantly on this trip. Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a situation.
Peeing a lot. I went through. I was there from. Let's say I started Saturday morning, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning. I went through 2 cases of Coke Zero in the room.
Oof.
In the room, I would stack the refrigerator with Coke Zero, so I had 24 over the course of those days, and that led to lots of peeing.
Yeah, it
which
did.
was very much in my son's wheelhouse.
So the baseball was done by Sunday?
Right. So I went to one game that was a split squad game that was kind of boring, but my son likes seeing the pitchers warm up and stuff, and they did do ABS there, and all they do is. The batter touches his helmet. This I don't like. They didn't do this last year, but the ump turns around and goes, the batter is questioning ball or strike. You look at the big screen, it immediately comes up, and then they go, ABS has overruled the call or confirmed the call, and then it gets back to the game. It takes no time. You get 2. If you don't get it right, you lose one of them. If you get it right, you keep them, and that's the way that it's played. They weren't using it an awful lot. Jordan Walker used one because on a called strike 3, and then it was a 3-2 count. He used one on a called strike 3. Or no, it was a 2-2 count. He used one on a called strike 3. They overturned it. He hit a home run on the next ball. So these are the situations. There's not a lot of conversation. They're not looking. To my knowledge, there's no time to look at the video. It's a decision between the batter or the catcher. It doesn't come from the dugout.
I don't think it's allowed. I don't think it can be called from the dugout.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because if I'm a catcher, I'm not screwing around too much with it. I'm not overruling the guy a lot or challenging all that much. Whoever says that this is an issue, it's not. It's not going to make. Well, I've heard it.
I know.
And then
I can't believe anyone would think this would be
I
an
read
issue.
it was the biggest change in the game in like the history of baseball and since the dead ball era. I mean, people tend to put a lot of stock into this thing. Just a couple times a game, someone touches their head, and then it takes 10 seconds for them to put the thing. Maybe not even 10 seconds to put the thing up.
It's the first time the home plate umpire has been questioned. All the plays on the bases are now reviewable. Foul balls, fair or foul, reviewable.
And they
but
have
it's the first time the home plate umpire has been questioned.
But the thing with the stuff on the bases is they have to go look at it.
Right.
This requires nothing. They don't look at anything.
Yeah.
It just goes on the screen, and everyone sees it at the same time.
And as a matter of fact, this is long overdue because how many times have we seen umpires have bad days? Home plate umpires have bad days, and their strike zone is all over the place, or they call an obvious strike a ball or vice versa. I mean, I've seen pitches right down the middle called balls, and the batter's like, F you, you're way off, and he'll tap his helmet, and that maybe snaps the umpire to, maybe I should concentrate. Maybe I should get my game back in order, which is only better for the game. So let's go. I mean, this is I'm all for this. This is a great thing. So not a good thing, a great thing.
So we were where Houston and the Nationals play, and we were walking out with the crowd. They had an announced attendance of 3,000. I'm guessing there was more along the lines of 800.
Okay.
But we're all walking out, and, there's all these satellite fields, and we're passing one of the satellite fields. We're with the crowd, and my son goes, "Oh, that's Blaze." And he walks over, and we walk over there, and there's a guy in a Houston Astros uniform, and a guy in the Blaze I know is in a Nationals uniform, and they were just trying to get balls. No, they were working for the teams, and my son was having this conversation on a side area with them. Blaze was one of his pitching coaches last year. Now he's working the Dominican League for the Nationals, and the other guy I didn't know, but I guess he worked at that Cressy place up here too. And there was some talk of that my son was a player. And I thought, well, you're a bunch of idiots. He's in shorts.
Blaze Bailey.
Oh,
He's
no.
omitted.
I wish Blaze Bailey, who played for Iron Maiden, sang. Yeah, he was omitted from their ballot on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of course.
If Eddie Trunk were forced to wear shorts in a situation like a Florida spring training game,
it wouldn't happen.
Okay, but I just want to know what type of shorts.
Cargo shorts. It's not even a question.
Yes, it is.
Cargo shorts.
No, you're wrong. He doesn't own shorts, so he'd have to manufacture them himself. So what he would do is he would take a pair of dungarees and he would cut them much like Lemmy Kilmister used to, where he would cut it around groin area and just have like one testicle sticking out. That's how he would manufacture
jean
that.
shorts, but not the way you're thinking of jean shorts. These don't go down to mid-thigh.
Right. And then so there was 2 days where there was no baseball because all the baseball had moved. All the teams had left that were on those 3 stadiums that are on the east side of Florida had all moved. So I was with my son, and my son, he's on the phone with friends and things like that. And then finally, after like being in the pool for a day, and there were like kids in the pool, like 6-year-old, 8-year-old kids in the pool that wanted to play with him. Finally, the veneer of being like a cool older guy went away, and he at that point something snapped in him. And he became a child again.
Oh.
And he remained a child for the next 2 days. And much easier to deal with in those circumstances.
Yeah.
Much easier. There was something snapped. And then he was like playing in the pool. He wanted to go into the ocean and screw around with that. They had this area where you walk out. And at low tide, you can walk about like legit a mile into the ocean. And the waves are breaking like parallel to it, like they're horizontally onto this thing.
Yeah.
And then at high tide, it's a big surfer area because that's where the waves break offshore. So it was a whole situation, my friend.
I like that. Did you make it down to Miami?
Oh yeah. I gave in and we went twice.
Well, it's such a nice hotel, and it sounds like you were staying in a hovel.
Yeah, we were staying in a real dump. And so I decided to, why not? Let's
see how the other half lives.
Let's jump in and go 3 hours so we can sit at another place's pool while I'm paying for this place's pool in an area I'd rather be. Because don't know if you guys know or not, Miami sucks. It's a dump. And if you haven't been there in the last 10 years, you might disagree with me. If you've been there in the last 10 years, it is not the land of the beautiful anymore. No. South Beach is a homeless paradise. If you like 3-wheeled cars with neon, that is the place for you.
Big slices of pizza, too.
Oh.
You get yourself a huge slice of pizza on South Beach.
Yeah, and you can have hepatitis all over it. It's a delicious time. But we enjoyed ourselves. He's down there. He's down there still until Monday. And so he's there with his team. I had no desire to stay down there for that.
And no issues with the TSA.
No, there was no issues at Logan, and there was more TSA people than they needed at the West Palm Airport. And but people were going out of their way to tell the TSA people how much they appreciated them, and then that ended up a dialogue of the TSA people complaining. And then so I got all of that.
Yeah, you're better off not saying anything.
Yeah, I figure, just be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't, you're not serving overseas. Like, okay, I get it. You're not getting paid. I appreciate you showing up for work.
It opens the wound a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like you know how like when like a military guy and people will go like, thank you for your service. Mm-hmm. And you go, oh, yeah, the guy's probably going somewhere bad. Like he's getting on a plane. He's probably going somewhere he doesn't necessarily want to go. He's defending this country. And you go, oh, and then, you get a round of applause and things like that. It's nice. They can go on the plane first. I follow them because they don't really check to see if you're in the military. So they go,
it's more like borrowed valor.
Yeah. Yeah. What do they care? I mean, listen, you need overhead space. So I'll pretend I'm in the military and everything, and I'll salute them if it makes the kids happy. But they were talking to the TSA, like, thanks for doing this. And then, which is nice. Like, thanks, we appreciate you showing up. But then there was a lot of bitching from the TSA. And I went, maybe this isn't the conversation.
No, don't.
I understand you haven't been paid in 6 weeks and it sucks. And I do appreciate that you showed up to work. But I don't know if this is not I didn't do this. There seems to be a pretty easy resolution to this. They can not fund ICE and fund TSA at the same time. I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know what political party is the one that keeps suggesting this, but I know it has been suggested, and that everything that is under the umbrella of Homeland Security can be funded except for ICE, and that is a option. And I know that's an option that's been proposed, and I'm not quite sure. Well, I know why it's not. I don't know the ins, ands, and buts about it, but I do know that it has been proposed, and people are trying to sneak other things into it and stuff like that. I know from Trump and he wants that Stamp Act for the voting shoved in there. So TSA could be being paid. It's not us as citizens' fault that TSA is not being paid right now. I'll say that. It's something that the government should be working out. And it seems like it would be a pretty good slam dunk, especially since people in Houston apparently are waiting 5 hours or something ridiculous for TSA lines. That's a huge inconvenience. It seems like at a time, this might be a good time to, I don't know, throw the public a bone and start paying TSA. Because, again, I know they can do it while keeping negotiating the things that they're actually supposed to be negotiating on. TSA salaries are not to be negotiated. The salaries are the salaries. It's just a matter of paying them. The ICE thing is what needs to be discussed. But there you go. That's me being political and just really giving it to you how it is.
Good stuff.
Yeah, me and Stephen A. Smith, we're thinking about doing a show with Cuomo. Don't worry about it. Maybe pop in with Bill O'Reilly. I'll be the neutral. I'll be the fence sitter. I'll be the voice of reason.
He's busy with Whitlock. Don't bother him.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Tyranny and the guy from the Fan are really going at it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
All right, give me 1 second. So Tyranny used to work at WFAN. They didn't renew his contract. We got to be careful to say that. And he was going off about like FAN like not being as good anymore. So the guy who does the show with Boomer, Gio goes, "You have no sense of humor." And then you can guess what Tyranny's comeback was to him. People don't listen to you for your sports opinions, which is just a death blow. That's why he's working and you're not.
He will never recover.
Yeah, no, he's working because he's not concerned about that. You're not working because all you're concerned about is if people care about your sports opinions. See, he's concerned with entertaining people. You're concerned about being right about sports.
Which no one cares about.
No, I would imagine.
Everybody loves a good, healthy sports debate.
People like being entertained by entertainment. That's all. All right, Adam. You're grousing back there, you jackass. Just because you have a mustache now that looks stupid doesn't mean you have to be stupid. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back on the Sports Hub.
Oh, our boy. That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports
They
Hub.
went through their progression the right way. Nobody out of that group needed to show us that they needed to get better. You just have to go through your progression, and it starts next week. It starts at the end of the week, But we feel pretty confident that the group is in a good spot, and we're gonna be okay.
That was Tommy Lasorda speaking before the 1980 NLCS. When Fernando Valenzuela mania mania had gripped. You don't hear about him too much.
Not anymore.
No,
but he captured America's attention for one glorious summer.
Him and the Bird, Fidrich. Jared Diamond covers baseball and more for the Wall Street Journal. He's kind enough to join us here. Jared, hello, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Happy opening day, guys. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I just want to start with this. You cover the entire Major League Baseball. Is the National League just done? Is there even a point in playing? Do you just know that the Dodgers are going to win the National League?
Listen, on paper, it certainly looks that way. The Dodgers are ridiculous. They've been ridiculous. They remain ridiculous. The only thing that I can point to and hope about is that they've almost lost a few times in the last couple of years, right? I mean, you think back 2 years ago, the Padres had them on the ropes, 2-1 in that best-of-5 division series. The Blue Jays almost beat them in the World Series last year. Maybe if Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had slid, things would have been different. I know almost truly does not count in this situation. It does seem like the Dodgers always find a way, but they've kind of sort of almost lost. So maybe this time the break will go against them. Although it's kind of hard to imagine it considering how good they are.
Well, it's funny. It's fun when there's 30 teams and you already know one of them. And if there's a case of something crazy happen, might not win the World Series.
But I like that, holding out hope that maybe the Dodgers could lose in Game 7 of the World Series. There's that chance exists.
Right.
I like that.
A slightly bigger
There's
margin for
nothing wrong
error.
with a good villain.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a good villain in sports, as far as I'm concerned, and they make for good villains.
Especially when they're going to almost single-handedly cause a lockout. But is there a team that like a mid-market, small-market team, besides the Brewers, like someone that wasn't in the playoffs last year, that you could see making a little bit of a run? Not necessarily making the World Series, winning a World Series, but a team that people might be sleeping on a little bit.
For sure. There's a few, actually, that come to mind. Some you've probably heard people talking about. Pittsburgh has gotten some attention this spring. Kansas City has gotten some attention this spring as teams that seem to be on the rise and could make some noise for the playoffs. I'm going to give you a team that I don't think I've heard anyone talk about. That is sort of the definition of a small market that I actually am looking at as a team that really, I think, has a shot to contend for the postseason, and it's going to probably surprise a lot of people. And that's the not Oakland, not Las Vegas, Sacramento A's. I think the A's are a very interesting team. They've done a great job of sort of building out their lineup. Their offense is great. They've signed all of these young hitters to extensions. They've made just enough moves in their rotation to where, if they could figure out their pitching, they're going to score a lot of runs, in part because of the ballpark they're playing in part because of all those hitters like Nick Curtin, Jack Wilson, and Butler and Rooker and all those guys. If they could figure out how to pitch in that minor league bandbox in Sacramento, I think they could be genuinely good. They got off to a good start last year and then fell apart sort of down the stretch. I don't know. I'm interested in the A's. I find them totally fascinating, and I'm just obsessed with the idea of there having to be playoff games in a AAA ballpark.
That would be fun and embarrassing for the baseball.
It would be, Jared, and like slightly off topic though, but we've kind of been obsessed with the idea of them building that stadium in Las Vegas. And how do you think that's going to work? The report was last week, or a story last week, was that they were offering up locals season tickets for something that amounted to like $19 a game because they're already worried about being able to fill that stadium.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think Las Vegas is going to be this panacea for baseball. I truly don't believe that Las Vegas is going to be a great market for baseball. I think there's tons of sort of structural reasons why Las Vegas does not necessarily make sense as a baseball city. However, that stadium is getting built, and everyone just has to wrap their heads around it. It's going to get built, if for no other reason, because the A's have no choice but to build it at this point. They have nowhere else to go. They're not going back to Oakland. That ship has long sailed. So whatever, it's either they move to Las Vegas or they essentially fold as a team due to homelessness. So they're going to build the stadium. They have to build the stadium. Whether it works, whether it makes them, more successful than they were in Oakland, I admit I'm skeptical. I'm open to having my mind changed. But look, Las Vegas is it's not exactly hospitable to baseball. It's incredibly hot in the summer. And the population is transient, right? People leave in the summer. It's a snowbird kind of town. So even though they've been effective in hockey, they've done a great job in hockey, it's half the games in the winter. I'm just not sure that means it's going to work for baseball. But hey, I'm not John Fisher, so maybe there's something I don't know.
I would say you know just about as much as John Fisher does, based on what he's done the last 5 years. For the Red Sox, obviously, they have a very, very good rotation. The lineup doesn't really have a big power hitter in the middle of it. What is the national perspective on the Red Sox chances this season?
I think they're viewed positively, right? I think people look at the Red Sox and they look at the rotation. I think Roman Anthony really comported himself well at the WBC, right? So for anyone that may not have sort of known who Roman Anthony was or what he's almost certainly going to be, they saw it in those big games over the last month. He was really good in the WBC at a time when the American team more often looked terrible. He was like a real bright spot. Yes, I agree with you. They could use a big bat in the middle of the lineup. There's a sort of noticeable absence of like a big nasher right in the middle. However, you sort of look around the American League and it's hard not to put the Red Sox in at least that upper tier of clubs in the league, right? I mean, like the Yankees are the Yankees. They're going to be good. They looked great last night, scored 7 runs. Who else? Like Seattle might be good again. Toronto, yeah, they were in the World Series last year. They're going to be good, but they may have taken a step back. They lost Bo Bichette. The Red Sox were in the playoffs last year, and honestly, I expect them to be in the playoffs again this year. I do think they're good enough. I love the move they made, obviously, in their rotation, and that's, I think, will get them through. And as the season goes on, maybe they'll find a way to pick up a bat. And look, a lot is going to be riding on Roman Anthony. They're counting on him. This is no longer like, hey, rookie, let's see what you got. No. They're counting on him to be a big nasher all season long, and I think he's up for the challenge.
Let's talk about Baltimore in the division. They were very disappointing last year, and obviously they have a ton of young talent, some of which hasn't shown the way that it was predicted. But they seemed in the offseason to get better, aside from that young talent growing. What are your expectations of the Orioles? Can they win that division?
It's just so hard to feel good about them, given the way their young talent has developed. You think back 2 or 3 years ago, and you saw all these names, all these prospects, they're all starting to come up, and you imagine that unbelievable lineup that included all these guys, Henderson, Holiday, Rutschman, the list goes on, and hasn't quite happened, right? Now, look, development is not linear, and players they sort of have long and winding courses to greatness, some of them. But the truth is, those young guys have not developed the way they would have hoped, right? Adley Rutschman, who looked like he was going to be this giant star, just hasn't been, right? If anything, he's probably taken a step backwards over the past couple of years. Jackson Holiday has yet to do anything. He's still very young, but
what's up with the Holidays? Neither one of them. They were both supposed to be so good, and neither one of them's doing anything.
So it hasn't happened for him yet. Gunnar Henderson looks like he's going to be great. He was the best player for the Americans at WBC. But you no longer look at all these Orioles prospects and you go, man, that is a can't-miss dynamite lineup. Now suddenly you're like, if this works out and this works out and if this guy lives up to his potential. That said, Pete Alonso is an incredible, incredible addition for them. Absolutely incredible addition for them. He's an absolute masher. He'll be great in the middle of that lineup. I just look at the Orioles now, though, as a team where it's like, yes, I see a path to where they put it together the way everyone had always imagined, but it no longer feels anything like a certainty. And for me right now, as I sit here, I personally put them behind the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Red Sox in the division. You know, of course, they could all put it together and win 100 games, but as I sit here right now, I don't see them as being better than those other three.
And I was just at spring training over the weekend. People are making a big deal of the ABS. It seems like it's not a big deal at all to me. It seems it's quick. What is your feeling on that?
It is quick. It's, they say each challenge only takes like 12 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it is. It was so quick that if you were watching that game last night on Netflix, the Netflix broadcast missed the first ever challenge in baseball history because they were too busy doing an in-game interview with a manager. So that's how quick it is.
But they put it on Netflix because that's all kids watch.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We could talk for 20 minutes about the Netflix broadcast. But look, ABS, I think it was inevitable. I think it's honestly inevitable that one day baseball is going to move to full ABS. However that makes people feel, time will tell. I think this challenge system is clearly just a stopgap, a way to sort of introduce people to the concept of robots making the decisions. I think fans are going to like it, at least some fans. I'm sure some won't. There's always going to be people that are uncomfortable with turning things over to automation. But I think for now, this is a fair compromise, and we'll see where it goes.
All right, Jared Diamond, I like you. Good stuff. Loved having you on the air. Hopefully we could have you on some more during the course of the season. Read them in the Wall Street Journal. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
All right, there you go. Well, Adam, take him at his word. We need national guys because we got our friend Tommy Caron who's going to be a regular now. But
that was good. I like Jared a lot.
Yeah, Jared was good. All right, Adam. It's good to get you to co-sign one thing after you're ranting off fairly during the last break.
27. I mean, come on. That's a little much.
You asked me to talk. And when Daddy talks, it's a dance. It ain't playing by your rules, Jack. All right, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins and Celtics both produced impressive wins.
like you, Fred. I'm not worried.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. I listened to a little bit of the show yesterday in the lift to the airport. I thought Michael Holley was great. And if you were wondering...
What'd you think of me?
I thought you were fantastic.
What'd you think of John?
So anyway, we were...
It's not right. That's not right. That's just mean. That's all that is. It's all right, though. I'm used to it.
I made notes. I mean, I wasn't going to send them, but I can.
Je noie la couille, oui.
Yeah, even the French people hate you. But don't worry, Blind Scott, I would show my son. I would open my work email on occasion, maybe once a day, and I would show my son what my work email consists of, and it's just Blind Scott emails. That's all it is. It literally is just Blind Scott emails. I did not read any of them, but I can give you. He's been emailing today, and this one just says, "Going to Kendra today. I'm."
What? Oh.
Only 10 emails from Blind Scott this morning.
Oh, okay, so he is going to go to the Milliken Kendra appearance today?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
Even though he said it like Yoda, that's what we're gleaning from that.
There's no question he'll be there. I mean, just write it down.
Going to Kendra today, I am.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. All right. Blind Scott, hello.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Fred. So I'm going to the Kendra thing at 4. I'm a little bit nervous, but
you're not.
Yeah,
going.
I swear to God. Yeah, no, I'll be there. The shaman reached out to me that listens to the show that got me into this universe. I mean, I would tell you right now, it's not controversial or anything. It's the Abraham Hicks theory, and they got me into this universe now where I won't be so scared of life and everything because they've been hearing us talk on the radio. So it's got me the courage to get on the green line, and I'm going to be over there. And I'm going to present myself to Kendra and Milligan and tell them about my Little League baseball career. And I'm going to get some FaceTime with some big-time radio people, and I might become famous. And this career might be taken off the ground soon thanks to you, Fred. Fred's been a great inspiration, but I didn't take a shower when Fred went off the air on Friday. I got wicked depressed. I didn't shower the whole time. I started feeling wicked down because the winter's been wicked hard on me, and I was able to overcome it by someone who listens to radio that lives on Long Island, that reached out to me, that hears me on WFAN and this station, and was able to give me therapy yesterday for an hour, and I've joined this group now. Esther Hicks channels Abraham Hicks through this theory. It's called the power of attraction. And when the lady was talking to
what could go wrong? So anyway, there's no way he's going down to that appearance. So I mean, Milliken might be the draw, but
Abraham Hicks theory centers on the law of attraction, Fred. And you create your own reality by emitting vibrational frequencies through thoughts and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I may be going with Scott on this journey because the universe responds to these vibrations, attracting similar experiences. Core concepts involve feeling joy, removing resistance to desires, and aligning with source energy to manifest, often referred to as being in the vortex.
The vortex of what?
You're in the vortex, John.
Oh.
When you align with your source energy.
Yeah, just go feel joy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with you? You're not just feeling... Go feel joy. Go out and feel joy.
Everyone's able to flip a switch and go.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah, just go feel joy. It's all about vibration.
I kind of hope he winds up at Game On just to see what kind of chaos will ensue.
He's not going there. Let's be honest.
I think you experience more joy than you let on. I think you have lots of low-level joy that you experience.
Sitting in a ballpark has to bring you some kind of joy.
But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is if any theory is just go experience joy, then then I would say, well, would be kind of that would be nice. If joy's the best, feeling the best all the time would be the best.
I would say maybe a more practical application would be learn to recognize joy.
Sure.
And
this is all valid.
Yeah, for me, it's it's getting home, having a snack, and then knowing that I'll be down on that couch in the basement with NYPD Blue humming softly in the background.
Yeah,
and I feel joy.
Yeah.
Before I even start down the stairs.
Yeah, and he'll have that device that he has that you just can
Roku stick.
No, not a Roku stick. It's like a girlfriend stick.
Oh.
Yeah. What
It's called a fleshlight.
A fleshlight.
Ah.
Yeah. It's like a flashlight, but fleshlight.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's joy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what brings him joy.
Yep.
He's going to go, listen.
I forget who the comedian was who that was gifted one of those. It was like a gift bag for all the comics at this show. And then he said, there's not a lonelier conversation than you have with yourself in your hotel room at 2:00 in the morning when you're looking at that unopened fleshlight box and you think, well, do I try it?
I've never, ever used anything, ever, let alone lotion. Nothing. Just me, myself, and I. I don't get anything involved.
Jar of Nutella? Not once. You've never used a jar of Nutella.
If I'm at the park and I want ants.
Okay. Somebody's all evolved.
Joy. That's always been my thing about like always needing lube is that like in a pinch you probably go for Nutella. And then you're on the plane and it's all over yourself. Get out of the bathroom on the plane, they're gonna think you went to the bathroom.
How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. And don't use that if you have a nut allergy.
Right.
Because
that's a whole other situation. Yeah.
Yeah, you could die. All right. Look, we have some of the last songs we're ever going to get for this Thuppet thing we're doing. And we will have that coming right up.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
For the first time all season, the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder had all their rotation players healthy, and the Celtics still beat them at TD Garden last night, 119-109. Jaylen Brown scored 31 points.
But I thought we did a good job of keeping our man between the ball and the basket, protecting it, getting the ball where we wanted to get the ball, initiating our offense where we wanted to initiate it versus them dictating where we go.
Reigning MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at a game-high 33 points for the visitors. Celtics wrap up their homestand tomorrow night against Atlanta. The Bruins won in Buffalo last night, 4-3 in overtime. Bruins were down 3-2 in the third period and still came out on top. Casey Middlestat, the game-tying goal in regulation, and Pavel Zacha, the game-winning goal in bonus time. Bruins are tied with Montreal for third place in the division and 3 points clear of Ottawa and the Islanders for the top wild card in the East. They host Minnesota late on Saturday. James Higgins had 3 shots on net, didn't factor into any of the scoring in his pro debut. Providence beats Springfield 2-1. Red Sox are in Cincinnati today against Terry Francona and the Reds in their regular season opener. Yankees beat San Francisco in Major League Baseball season opener last night, 7-0. Top seeded Arizona highlights play tonight, the Sweet 16 to the NCAA tournament, and the road to 26 makes a stop at Gillette Stadium today as France plays Brazil. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by East Coast Metal Roofing. Never ever replace your roof again. It's East Coast Metal Roofing's Spring into Savings event, where Sports Hub listeners get 10% off their new roof that's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Call 844-611-ECMR or eastcoastmetalroofing.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Are you actually coaching the game, or it's just that is? I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston talk sports here.
What do we got?
The Sports Hub.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Nah. You're not even offering the Rizzler. I'm like,
We bring the boom.
I'm like, nah.
That's what we do.
Any excuse. I'm like, no, we can't do it. Strangely, they're not getting the amount of people paying attention to them that they did.
Oh, you mean they're fading out?
Well, people keep dying.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms.
My son calls it drips and scraps. He says they're down to drips and scraps. And I said, like, maybe it's time for the father just to go, like, okay, we had our good run. Maybe stop doing this now. And my son was like, why? And I'm like, well, you've taken advantage of your child as much as probably you can. You can. If it's not making any money and you can see it's ultimately failing, maybe going out with a tiny bit of dignity.
You're already staring down a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
maybe stop now.
Maybe make it your decision instead of slowly just fading away and having your kid go, oh boy, now there's nothing. Maybe go like, hey, this might be a good thing. We've kind of done everything we could do in this. Maybe, learn to be a scientist or something that is good for the world and stop it now. My son couldn't really put his... Yeah, that wasn't going to be famous for a long time. All right, so something that will be famous for a very long time is Hardy's Thuppets. Hardy has made puppets of the show. Nicholas, who's now back from his paternity leave, he's making his full salary again. There is one of Hardy and I, and then Hardy and I said, "Why get one made of John when they exist all over the place?" So that one's there. You can see those pinned, right, Nicholas? Do you pin those, Nicholas, to our @Toucher and Hardy Instagram account? They're very popular. People like them. I think they're great. And so we had a little idea for a contest that would go on forever. And the contest is making a theme song for these puppets, and ultimately tomorrow is the deadline. That I can tell you.
Yeah, we're not taking any more after tomorrow. I mean, really today, but tomorrow.
So let's say tomorrow at noon.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at noon is the deadline. And then ultimately we will pick a winner, and someone will go to the Celtics, one of their first-round playoff games. Now, we would like, while we pick the winner, to have someone from a Boston-centric band, not necessarily a Boston-centric band, but someone who lives in town, who was in a signed recording outfit, to be in here to kind of have some fun with it. Apparently, Kay Hanley lives in Los Angeles now, so she can't come in. I'm telling you, I saw Peter Wolf at the Newton Library.
I reached out about that. I've been told that Peter Wolf is not a morning person and would not be available to come into the radio station at 9 o'clock in the morning.
He's old, though. Wouldn't that be?
Should be up at like 5 in the
But
morning.
apparently he's still keeping rock and roll hours.
Yeah,
so,
with the wubba gubba with the green teeth.
Yeah.
Reputa.
Was he at the library?
Oh, I don't know that.
Can you please reach back out and see if that was him at the library?
Yeah, don't ask again about him coming in. We just need to know if that was.
I mean, I can't
that
do
was
that,
him at the library.
So I do have a good relationship with some guys with the Dropkick Murphys, but they've been on a million times. Like, I'm just kind of thinking about so we'll just leave it open. If you can email adam12@bbgi.com if you know of a musician in town that would want to come in, like someone that was in a band that like everyone's heard of. It doesn't have to be the world's biggest band, just to have fun with
Hardy
this
brought
thing.
up Bill Janovitz from Buffalo Tom, who's local.
And that was fine with me.
I mean, are you guys in or out on Dave Tree? Because I think Dave Tree is an option too. But
who's Dave Tree?
From the local rock band Tree. Dave Tree. Big long-term punk rock guy here in Boston.
No.
But you wanted
that's
the next
not,
level.
no,
Okay.
that's got to be
Okay.
It's got to be like a band that people have heard of.
Yes. Okay.
I don't doubt Tree are a very good band. I've never heard of them. So
What about Janovitz?
Yeah, we just you said he was. Fred said he's in on Janovitz, so I'll reach out to
Have you
Janovitz.
reached out?
No, but I will.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised you don't know more people the way you're always carrying on about the local scene and keeping
Well,
the
I
scene
do.
alive.
I know Dave Tree, and you're not interested in him, so what am I going to do?
Well, I'm not insulting the man. I just don't think it would be add very much. That we might as well just do it ourselves if no one's heard of the guy. I listen. There's not a lot of bands coming out of Boston, but I know the Aerosmith guys are very old now. So, but they all live in Marshfield.
Can we get someone from Blake Babies?
The Sweatband Boners?
Sweatpant Boners?
Yeah, we could have done that.
Pino Brothers?
Okay, so anyway, these are under 60-second songs. They're basically making fun of one of the persons that the puppet has been made of. Hardy could choose to take the winning song and make a video for it, as he makes about a video a month. They're very labor intensive. So, Hardy, this is the first one. I take it this is about Wallach.
Yes.
Here is one about Wallach.
Waldick is a giant nerd. Waldick looks like a birds and bees and geriatric knees. Big booty girls tease and get a load of these. Deaf like a grampy, he makes a mean shrimp scampi. John's been a cuckold for the longest time. Waldick loves his in-laws. Waldick, caw, 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 caw.
All right, you had the Billy Joel there.
Yeah,
I don't know about the geriatric knees. I'll take everything else, though.
No, you've had problems with your knees. He got that. I was actually impressed that he knew that about you. You've had back, not knees.
Back, not knees.
Have you seen DTF St. Louis, the Jason Bateman show?
I have not.
Okay, you have to watch it.
Okay.
Because Jason, it's like a murder, whatever, but Jason Bateman is into something that I think is right up your alley.
Okay.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Has anyone else seen that show?
I know the show and I know the premise, so I have a feeling.
DTF, you said?
About,
It's called DTF St. Louis. First of all, it's a show you'd like. It's like a mystery show.
All right.
And it's a short series. But Jason Bateman gets involved with this guy's wife. But the thing she wants him to do, some of it seems like she's not a large lady. So, but the things he wants her to do are really up your alley. I think. I would like to know. Could you watch that today by any chance?
I can't do it today, but I will watch it. I'll watch it over the
You
weekend.
have the entire rest of the day. You can't watch it.
I have stuff to do with my children. I apologize for not being at your beck and call.
Well, you could watch it on your phone. Okay. The first episode won't have it. It's the second episode where it starts.
What do you care? You're not even going to be here. You're gone. You could care less about this.
I don't like you saying that you're busy and you have things to do.
I'm so sorry.
I don't like that.
He's never watched I Think You Should Leave, which is a real kick in the balls.
Right. Because you can at least get a sense of what it is in 30 minutes.
I've watched
you can watch
most
5
of
sketches.
the first. I have watched most of the first season of I Think You Should Leave. I know about.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
TC Tuggers, is that what it's called? I believe it. Yeah. Come on.
All right, so here's Hardy. Oh, this one's about Hardy. You can send these to adam12@bbgi.com. But we're more looking for a big rock and roller to come in and help us out.
Yeah.
By the time I joined the show, it was a rocket. Heading to the stars, Captain Freddie, no parking with nearly dead Nick. Half-deaf wall dick. Seat still warm from a backstabbing prick. Roots in Detroit, I'm a natural born loser. Cosplay cop pretend I'm in the cruiser with a shiny orange vest. Directing traffic, ranked up, ways up, you know I'm gonna map it. I got advice even if you don't want it. Cleaned up my driveway and you know I'm gonna flood it. I was reading headlines before I was cool. People call me Hardy, my friends call me Tool. I am a parasite, standing too close now while you're fixing my plumbing.
What wrench you using?
I am a parasite. Let's talk about golfing. It's my only obsession.
I made you a sandwich.
These are very good.
I really like that
We're ending with a bang here.
I really like that one.
That's good.
All right. I like that one. That is about Hardy. And here is one about Nick, who has just had a child.
I am a fake Italian. I ruin every bit. Help me. I've got a metal heart now. Sorry, friend. My God, what is that smell? For Batman, I stole a T-shirt.
Oh, wow.
For Batman, I stole it.
Oh,
That
my
is BCN days when he stole a T-shirt on his way out the door.
That's the home run for Nicholas. All of those.
This is a
My
real fan.
goodness.
These are good songs. These are real fans that remember real stuff.
Can I use this for the Rio? I wanna move fast, but I'll pass out. I had a stroke the other day. I am estranged from my father. There's only one thing left to say. They call me nearly dead Nick.
That's a really good
That's
one.
really good.
Really good.
That's really good.
We had three home runs here. This is great.
All right. And this one is about got meaner to Nick.
That's really good. All those are really good. But
Those
that
are
one
all
especially,
really
I
good.
think I have some flow going on.
This
It's
might
good.
be the best day of songs that we've had yet.
As total, yes.
Yes.
But there's still a couple that linger in the background. I find myself singing one a lot in my own head.
Which one?
You know which one.
Oh, okay.
I get so many now. It's tough to sort through them all.
Yeah. I can find it. Okay, I got it.
John's been married once before. Yeah, that one ended in divorce. Fred just laughs across the mic. Yet mine did too. Welcome to life. John dreamed he'd call the Celtics game the Pocket Floor and Band of Fame, but they picked Drew Carter instead. Fred got divorced, John did, don't you? But Drew calls the Celtics not John.
Still holds up.
So say that doesn't win, and like this does.
Yeah,
I got an idea.
I am a fake Italian.
Because this screams video.
I ruin every bit. Help me. I've got a metal heart now. Sorry, Fred. My God, what is that smell? For Batman, I stole a T-shirt.
Like, because I can even see the video. I don't make the videos. Hardy's the genius that does this, but I can even see the video to this. But follow me here.
I've seen the video for the Wallach one too, and just picture Wallach being superimposed in scenes from MASH, and you can kind of.
Yeah, but I think that even if that was the winner, you could still at the end of that one include.
Fred got divorced, John did, don't you? But Drew calls the Celtics not John.
Because I think whatever we pick, if you do choose to make a video, because it's your decision, we won a month, but that video I could see of Nick, and then at the end, just having that
Easter egg thrown in.
And then it's just the eagle puppet.
Yeah.
Just sitting there with it super close up. All right, we can try this. Nick, you would like to do a Nick song live on the air?
I think I got this. I've been practicing for a while. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it via computer, but it's to the President of the United States of America. It's called "He Dumped," and it's gonna go like this. Nick is a producer on the show. He goes to his girlfriend instead you go to his apartment. He's got his keys. She got through the door. He was covered in feces. They're dumps. They're dumps. They're in his bed. Dun, 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 dun. They're dumps. They're dumps. They're dumps. She thought he was dead. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all I got. But, guys, thank you so much.
Listen,
It's been so much joy in my traffic.
Thank you. I mean, I can't say I didn't like it. I did enjoy it. They seem to be overly focused on John and Nick, which I like.
As long as it's not focused on you.
Yeah, because you could be because the meanest ones could be about me, but I don't know if you guys are holding any back. But that's I love it. Thank you. I really do appreciate this from the audience. You guys have done an absolutely fantastic job, and our job now after noon tomorrow will be to collect, break it down to let's say 5 of them. But there have been no stinkers. And all of you that have brought them in, we do appreciate it.
Yes.
And you've given us a lot of content, and some of you go so deep in your knowledge of the show, it is quite moving. I'm not kidding. It's very nice. I'm really, really happy with how this all turned out, and really happy that Hardy's making those great videos. So get those in, adam12@bbgi.com, and get Peter Wolf out of bed if you know him. Because I'm certain I saw him at the Newton Library.
Not even to ask him to come in, just to find out if he's been to the Newton Library in the last month.
And if he's been to the Newton Library, he's not that far from here. 9 in the morning is not a big ask. He was at the Newton Library. It would be around 6:30 when I saw him at night.
He was just waking up.
He's lived a fascinating life. He really has. If you want
he's a really interesting person.
He's an incredibly interesting person. I'm not a fan of the Jay Giles band, but very interesting person. Very interesting person. Lots of interesting friends. All right. Our friend, Tom Caron, is going to join us the entire baseball season. Thank you to Adam for working so hard on that. We will have him in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's Fred. It's Fred. My name. Soon winter will fade and the spring thaw will begin, but the damage done to your roof, that...
Good, really good. I think we accomplished a lot of good things here. Obviously, it was a lot different than previous ones, but we're in a good spot. We have a good baseball team. We're going to be athletic. We're going to hit homers. We're going to play good defense, and we'll see how the bullpen pans out.
Hey, everybody. We are Toucher and Hardy, and we have Adam in particular. We've been trying for maybe 3 years to get Tom Caron, and Tom Caron's demands have not been very high at all. They've been very reasonable. In fact, some would say it's so reasonable that this is a little ridiculous, but we have landed now Tom Caron from Nesson, who we love having on very much as a weekly guest this baseball season. Tom, I can only imagine what you think of this company after you saw how difficult this was.
You bought a house, right? You buy a house, you're looking at a house, you fall in love with the house, you say, all right, whatever, I'll pay more. In this case, I'll take less. Right, like when you're selling a house, I want this young family to have my house. So I love this show so much that I met your price. All right, so here we are.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if they told you, you will have to send weekly invoices, and it's 6 months on payment. So,
we'll send you your gift cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they were $5 increments. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Gorman was like, hey, if you get any gift cards, you can give them to me. I'm friends with Gorman, and we didn't pay him. And he's just like, but if you have gift cards. And so, I went through the thing, and I, met him for lunch. I gave him gift cards, and he calls me, a month later. He's like, these are all expired.
That's actually a true story.
What kind of gift card expires anyway?
I got one once for doing an appearance on something, and I got the gift card, and I'm looking at the fine print, and it says food only, not good for alcohol, not good for tip, not good for. So it was $200. I mean, I gave it to my kid. I said, go get takeout.
Yeah.
But who gives a gift card that, I just want to use it to drink. I don't want to eat. Let's go.
You know what the real story is Gorman took me out to lunch to use the gift cards, and the gift cards didn't work. So I ended up buying lunch.
Jeez.
So that's actually what happened. All right. So, Tom, well, listen, obviously we're huge fans of yours, and it's great to have you on once a week. We've been working, like I said, for a long time on this. And so thank you so much. We look forward to this season. We just had someone on from the Wall Street Journal talking about how they thought the AL East would fall, and he had Baltimore fourth.
Yeah.
Okay, so Baltimore, I think, in baseball almost is the most interesting team to me because they did spend money this offseason. They were supposed to have this young core that outside of Gunnar Henderson has not popped. What's your take on them this season?
I think you're exactly right. I think they're one of the most interesting. I mean, they beefed up the rotation. I think Bassett's really good. They got Shane Baz, who I've always liked from Tampa. Bradish is back and healthy. And they've got 3-4 guys who I think will have bounce-back years. You could take the top four. I mean, sorry, Kevin Cash, but Tampa Bay's not in the conversation.
Right.
You take the other four and throw them against the wall, and I could make an argument that any combination of those four could be how it plays out. My worry in this case is that they all go, 500 against each other, right? So then you really got to take care of business outside. That's why these first couple of weeks are pretty important. They're National League teams for the Sox. You got to go. But I like Baltimore. I think everybody's underrating Baltimore, and I think everybody's overrating Toronto now. I know they almost won it last year, but I think losing Bichette really hurts. I know Dylan Cease is a good pickup, and I think long-term that's an improvement over Bassett, but I don't know if it's an improvement over Bassett this year, right? So I think you kind of tread water there. But, yeah, I think, the Yankees obviously look good last night. It's a great division.
Yeah, it's probably the most interesting division in baseball. Are you of the mind that it's just like in the National League, it's just the Dodgers and that's kind of the way it's going to be? So you're just playing in the American League ultimately to face the Dodgers in the World Series and hope something goes wrong for them?
Yeah, I mean, I still like the Phillies. I think they're a good team, and It's a cliche in baseball, right? Like, it's how you play at the end. I think the Dodgers were interesting last year because they kind of just, walked it through the regular season knowing they had to be ready for the end of the year.
Yeah.
Dealt with the injuries, kept the innings down on guys, and just in September said, okay, here we go. And they won the World Series. So they can do that again. They got so much depth. They added to it. They throw Diaz into that mix. I mean, they're the best team in baseball. But, an injury or two and they're back to earth, and, a bad week. I mean, they almost blew it against the Blue Jays. They probably should have lost that series. So, they're the team to beat, but that's okay.
All right.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Because there might not be baseball next year.
Yeah,
So
that's
we'll
a good
just
point.
see how good it is.
Hang on, can we just set this? I'm going to do this every week. And I'm a gloom and doom guy when you think about that. I don't want to talk about the work stoppage every week. Because every time, if I felt like it's spring training, anytime I started going into something, it ended with, but it doesn't matter because it ain't going to be baseball next year. So let's enjoy this season because who knows what the hell's going to happen.
Oh, no, it won't be brought up every week. It's just
this dark cloud.
No, and they might be able to work it out.
I hope so.
I mean, because you can make the argument. There is an argument to be made that this is good for the players. That there's, what is it, 60% of the league makes league minimum or something like that.
And there's a floor that will increase the minimum salary.
And you can make teams spend.
I like it. But
so, all right, we won't get into it.
No, since I opened the door, I mean, the final, right, you guys nailed it. Who's got the biggest voice? Is it the Max Scherzers of the world, or is it those 60% of the guys? And I think if you ask them all quietly, I think you'd have a majority vote or close to it that if you made that floor high enough, they might take it because a lot more guys would benefit from it. But I don't know if they get enough of a voice.
And one more thing, Tom, I think the more I hear the chorus of voices saying what you just said, like everyone in spring training, doesn't matter. It's just this foregone conclusion that there's going to be a stoppage. Every time someone else adds their voice into that, I push back the other way and said, well, anytime someone's so convinced something is going to happen, everybody is, I go the other way. I said, okay, they'll figure it out. And I do believe they would see the irreparable harm that would be done to the league, at least for the next 5, maybe even 10 years if it were to happen. So the more people think it's going to happen, the less I think it actually will.
Yeah, my first job was covering the Montreal Expos. And that's a work stoppage killed that franchise. I mean, literally killed they were going to build a new stadium. There's a huge appetite for baseball in Montreal. They just need to get a better stadium closer to the city, and they were going to do it, right? They Pedro, that was that '94 team that captured the city's heart. Work stoppage shut it down, and that was the end of it. They're gone. Now they're the Washington Nationals. So I think irreparable harm is exactly right, and there's so much momentum right now. The WBC was incredible. The ratings were great, right? But it wasn't just that people were watching. It's the thing I saw different this year in the WBC is they were watching from game one. In the past few years, kind of built up in the semifinals and the finals. This year, people are into it from the start, and I think that will carry over into the start of the season. So there's a little momentum for baseball right now. Don't blow it.
No, and don't blow it, and also don't make it so 20 of your 30 teams can't compete. So, like, if you do have people with eyes on the World Baseball Classic and you want to carry out a season, a full season, right? Not just World Series numbers, but you want, you want a full. You gotta make it where there are teams, that 20 of the teams aren't just going, okay, who are we going to develop next to trade when we've run out of our options with them? And that's something that needs to happen. Because I agree with you. I think baseball, I don't think there's any doubt, baseball's very hot right now. Everything that they've done has worked. They've shortened the games. There's stars, big stars. Arguably the best player ever is playing baseball right now. There's an enemy in the Dodgers. You could make that argument, and every good story needs an enemy. Just make a good deal. Seriously, make a good deal. Don't just sit tight either. Don't just play to play. Make a good deal. Figure it out, because football, basketball, Oklahoma City's winning championships. The Green Bay Packers win championships. You got to have other teams' fan bases invested. All right. Enough of that.
Exactly right. All right.
So, Red Sox, let's talk about them for a second. Obviously, they can pitch. They can play, for the most part, some defense.
We were talking about it with Jared Dybin of the Wall Street Journal. Where is the power coming from in this lineup?
Well, that's the question, right? I mean, we all know the FanGraph Zips projection said nobody was going to hit 20, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy. Contreras will hit 20.
I think they'll have 4 guys hit 20. I don't know if anyone hits 30, and so that's the key, right? You're going to need 4 guys hitting 25, and it's obviously it's Contreras. I think it starts with Abreu. I think if he's healthy for the full season, he's a 25 to 30 home run guy. Trevor Story can hit you 20, 25, and I think Roman Anthony, where the full season is going to be in that group as well. But you don't have a 45, 50 home run guy, right? You don't have that aircraft carrier in the middle of the fleet. And that, they had a chance to go get that. They didn't. So they now believe that they're a team that'll put the ball in play. Durbin's a guy who doesn't strike out. Contreras has some strikeout, but brings the power. We mentioned the other guys. Rafaela, when he's hot, when he goes on his streaks, great hitter. He goes on those month-long runs of chasing a lot of stuff. He's got to cut that down. I think Duran is going to have a really good year. I mean, he came into camp just looking different, and he was great at the WBC. The problem there is how do you play everybody? If you run through those guys, then Yoshida's never playing. Or maybe he's coming off the bench as a pinch hitter late in the game, but they've got a little bit of a problem with the extra guy right now. But I think, listen, they'll be hard-pressed to score as many runs as they did last year. But if you get close to that with better pitching and defense, it still should work.
Yeah, and you have a much better rotation, and if your closer pitches like he did last year, you shouldn't have to score a ton of runs. I would imagine.
Right. Yeah.
So
no, that's exactly right. We didn't know a year ago what Chapman was going to be. You forget that now, right? He was a guy who walked the house, and he cut the walk rate in half and had his best year and was arguably, one of the 2 or 3 best closers in the game. And now you come into this year with Whitlock and Chapman as, I think, as good an 8th, 9th inning combo as there is. So, that is one thing. I think one thing you watch for this team is who are the other relievers. Weissert looked great for Team Italy in the WBC. Last year he had 9 blown saves. That was tied to the most in the American League. So which guy is he? Because if you're playing these tight games, right, if we're saying they're going to be 3-2 games on good pitching and defense, well, it can't be Whitlock and Chapman every night. So you need Weissert, you need Slayton, you need some of these other guys. Oviedo's the long guy out of the pen right now. So you need the middle relief to be up to the challenge this year because I think you are going to have tighter games.
Yeah, and it should be an exciting team, and you get those tighter games. And pitching and defense, I think those games, and maybe you run a little bit. That
quicker games too.
Well, no, but I think I think those games are more exciting than dicking around with a bunch of pitching changes and waiting for home runs.
Yes.
I mean, I definitely think the ball in play. I'm crazy, but I think when the ball's in play, it's
the Red
more
Sox are a little
game.
different than the rest of Major League Baseball that way. Yes,
but you know what? We had a graphic. I mean, there's 3 graphics I don't ever want. We had a meeting with our producers yesterday. I was like, the 3 graphics we showed in the post-game show constantly last year. One was strikeouts with runners in scoring position. Red Sox by far and away had the most in baseball.
Yeah.
You got to cut that down.
Yeah,
okay, now they had more runners in scoring position than just about anybody. Yeah, that's good, right? That's what of course we're going to strike out. We have more guys. Fine. Put more guys, don't strike out. Okay, strike out less. That would be good. And then the other 2 are the errors, right? You mentioned the defense. They have the most errors in baseball last year. And errors is like, it's like win-loss record. They tell you errors don't matter. It's the other metrics. That's fine. Unearned runs matter, and the Sox gave up the most unearned runs in baseball last year, and those were directly from the errors. So if you clean that up, first of all, it's going to be a better brand of baseball to watch, right? There's nothing worse than watching guys throw it away and just little league, home runs where guys just keep running. I think that's gone. I think that infield is going to be way better than last year. Durbin is really fun to watch. He's really good defensively, and Meyer is just gifted wherever he plays defensively. So I think it's going to be a fun baseball team to watch because I think they're going to keep the ball off the ground and play better defense.
Yeah, tell pitchers that errors don't matter. Statistically they don't matter. And then you're like, I'm pitching for my job here, and that was it. That was supposed to get me out of this thing, and now I got to face Pete Alonso, and this could have all been over. Yeah. The stats. All right, Tom, they should talk to the pitchers about their feeling on errors. Tom Caron. Thank you so much. Everyone watching on Nesson. Today is opening day. Tom, thank you so much for the time, sir.
Thanks. I'll see you at the restaurant. Do I get my gift certificates there, or do you mail them? How does this work?
Baby, we're giving you cold hard cash. Don't worry.
Let's go.
It's not a matter of the amount. It's a matter of when you'll get it. All right. Thank you, Tom.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Jaylen Brown scored 31 points. Jason Tatum added 19 to go with 12 rebounds. And the Celtics beat the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder at TD Garden last night, 119-109. They'll host Atlanta tomorrow night. Pavel Zacha scored 38 seconds into overtime yesterday, and the Bruins rallied to win in Buffalo last night, 4-3. They're back home Saturday to play Minnesota. Red Sox will pitch Garrett Crochet today in Cincinnati in Game 1 of the regular season. Sweet 16 of the NCAA men's basketball tournament begins tonight, and it'll be Brazil against France in a friendly at Gillette Stadium today as we continue our countdown towards the World Cup. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Charlie McAvoy, and Tuukka Rask. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You know, most kids love to...
the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No. Our Toucher and Hardy, big sports day today. You had the Celtics beat Oklahoma City straight up. Oklahoma City healthy. You had the Bruins beat a very hot Buffalo team in Buffalo in the second night of a back-to-back. You have opening day. We'll get into last night's opening day coming up at 9 o'clock. But have you been watching the NCAA men's tournament here?
Yes.
Well, not for the last few days we haven't, silly.
Oh, you haven't been watching the NIT? Or the women's tournament?
Not as much as I would have liked, no.
The women's tournament?
The UConn women's game, the last one was really good.
Would they win by 70?
It was a nail-biter.
So, like, what will happen is I was at the Cardinals game when the first Michigan State game was being played. No, the second Michigan State game was being played, the one against Louisville. I saw the second half live. And I go on my phone and I'm looking at scores and I'm like, what the hell are these crazy ass scores in these teams? And I'm like, oh, it's the women's games. And I'm like, why is this above the men's games? Like, I get it. Like, people like women's basketball, but they don't like women's basketball this much. Like, now you've annoyed me. I had no issue with the women's game. I wish everyone great success. But let's stop confusing old Fred here. And I'll tell you, it looks like our friend Devanza is pretty much going to go number one because Boozer's played like crap, except for the second half of that against TCU, he played okay.
We were talking about his game against Siena and how he had zero explosion. I don't know how much of this you saw. But
no, I talked to you. I was on the air with you.
Oh, you were here. You were here for that. Okay, that was the day before you left.
And we talked about how when you're playing a team like Siena, the difference is, and I gave the Cohen Carr thing. Cohen Carr has had 2 great games for Michigan State. He's not going to play in the NBA. But what he is, let's say he's 6'6". Let's say he's 6'6", 230. He's the best athlete in the NCAA basketball. I don't think you would find anyone to argue that, but he can't dribble and he can't shoot. He's shooting a little bit now, Hardy, but he can't dribble.
I saw him make a
shoot.
3 actually in the last game.
Well, that's rare.
Yeah.
But what he could do when they played North Dakota State is if he got the ball, he could spin and dunk and no one could stop him so my point with that is these kids, if they're going to play in the NBA, they have to be able to against mid-major competition, small schools with the difference is the athleticism. And if you don't show in those games, like DeBonza went for 30 some odd points, right?
He scored half his team's points.
And they were double teaming him the whole. And then remember, they talked to the coach going into halftime for They beat Texas. Or Texas beat them, right?
Texas beat them.
Yeah, and they're like, what are you going to do to stop DeBonza? He goes, we can't. He just goes, we can't. So that kid took over that game. Yeah, they lost. Should he have gone to BYU? I guess they paid him more than anyone else would pay him, is what they're saying now. But, so whatever. He went to Provo for 6 months, and now he's gone. But they were double-teaming him in that game, and he still played. Darren Peterson I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. He doesn't look like he's trying. And Boozer from Duke has been bad in the tournament. And I've seen Boozer play very well this year. He's been bad in the tournament.
It's interesting you bring this up and you bring up Boozer. Remember Jabari Parker, star player for Duke? And I think he went number 2 overall in the draft. But I'll never forget Charles Barkley. And I don't know if anyone remembers this, but Duke was beaten by Mercer in the NCAA tournament.
And, I do remember that.
Okay, Jabari Parker did not play well in that game. And I'll never forget Charles Barkley. I went back to Charles Barkley on the desk. He said, if you can't dominate Mercer, you are not going to be a good pro. And it turns out he was right. He was not a good pro. He had a couple of good years, but nothing meriting the second overall pick in the draft. So let's bring that back to Boozer, who did not play well against Siena. He had one good half in the second round, but as I said the morning after, I'd be really careful about taking that guy in the top 5.
And there's the kid from Arkansas, but when they played High Point, the high point guard abused him.
Yeah.
That tiny high point guard abused him. So that kid can't play defense because I'm like, how is this star getting beat by this tiny kid from High Point?
And when speaking to the athleticism, Fred, if you're looking at one of these guys and you know there's going to be this jump from the NCAA to the NBA, and there's whether it's the size or the physicality or the speed or the lack of shooting, all right, what are you going to use to help you tread water while you're learning your way at learning the NBA game? You have to be able to rely on athleticism to kind of gloss over or mask a few deficiencies that you're going to have making the jump from college to the pros. And that high point guard example you gave is a great one. It's like, if you're going to be embarrassed in that situation, what's going to happen where virtually everyone you go up against in the NBA has the skills? Oh, and they're also great athletes. So you got to have one of them. You're going to have the athleticism until the skills develop to the NBA level.
Well, the knock on that kid is he can't play defense. So I don't know. We'll see how good the top of this draft is, because outside of DeBonza, and look, Peterson I saw play when he played. There's a lot of issues on him. I haven't seen a lot of the kid from Arkansas, but I do know now from going, why was he getting beat so much, and doing some research on him, that he can't play defense.
The theory,
and Boozer isn't athletic. I don't believe he's athletic enough to be a star in the NBA. Can he play in the NBA? Of course. Can he be a star in the NBA? I don't think so. I don't think he's athletic enough.
This kid Acuff from Arkansas that you're talking about, like a Buddy Hield clone. Remember how good Hield was as a scorer in college? They're comparing that kid to this kid.
Which is a journeyman NBA player.
Right. And I only know what I read because I don't watch these guys. Jeff Goodman watches these guys. But Acuff, according to what I've read, is worthy of a top 5 pick because he will score far more than he gives up on the defensive end. That's how gifted he is.
No, he's a great offensive player. It just he was getting abused. He was getting abused to the point where I decided I had to research it. Because there was about a kid that was 5'4" from a very small mid-major school that was basically just was going coast to coast on him and having no trouble at all. There was no defense, but I think it's been a very good tournament.
It has been,
and there's a lot of really good games coming up.
Houston plays tonight. Apparently, they have a kid that could go in the top 5. Their freshman point guard, I think his name is Kingston Flemings. I don't know. He is worthy of a borderline top 5 pick. And he plays the late game tonight. I think it's against Illinois.
Well, Houston pretty much doesn't. If they beat Illinois, who's a good team, that should be a good game. That should be a very good game. Iowa, Nebraska is just going to be. There's going to be so many white people. It's going to be so exciting.
Finally.
Exactly. It's going to be very, very.
Somebody
big
read my letters and has responded.
Somebody is going to be. There's going to be a whole group of people just loving the white kids. Especially that kid from Nebraska that's really old with the headband. All right, we'll be back. They beat Michigan State this year. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Storm the court after.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's Fred. Soon winter will fade and the spring thaw will begin, but the damage is done to your roof. That stays. That does not improve.
Celtics beat Oklahoma City at full speed, and they beat them 119-109. Jaylen Brown, 31 points. Celtics host Atlanta tomorrow night. Bruins kicked away a 2-1 third period lead, fell behind 3-2, but battled back and beat the Sabres in Buffalo 4-3 in overtime. Pavel Zacha, the game winner, 38 seconds into OT. David Pastrnak, a goal and 2 assists. Bruins play Minnesota at TD Garden on Saturday. James Higgins made his pro debut yesterday for Providence. Did not factor in the scoring and had 3 shots on net in a 2-1 Providence win in Springfield. Opening day for the Red Sox today. They'll pitch Garrett Crochet this afternoon in Cincinnati against lefty Andrew Abbott, Terry Francona, and the Reds. The Sweet 16 of the NCAA men's basketball tournament begins tonight, and Brazil faces France in a friendly this afternoon at Gillette Stadium. This is a tune-up for this summer's World Cup. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Massachusetts Energy Marketers Association, providing safe and reliable energy services for your home and business. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Drake May.
We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
When it comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
John hates playing the clarinet. We wanted him to do it at BC game, and he got actually angry, which is rare for John. He didn't want to do it to the degree where he got angry. So we said, fine, baby, you don't have to do it. But it is opening day, like the real opening day. At least they didn't do it on the moon, like most years. They had opening day in the North America.
They had it in Japan. They've done that, right?
Yeah. It's great because it's on at 4 a.m, which is a lot of fun. But, okay, so that kind of leads into this discussion that we're going to have. Netflix had the game last night. I didn't want to watch it. It didn't matter to me what it was on. I wasn't going to watch it anyway. And people complained about it being on Netflix. And I guess it was a bad broadcast, and we have some highlights from that we'll get to. But I do want to talk about all the discussion and how wrong everyone is about Netflix and why it was on there. Okay, so the game opening day was in Japan because they wanted the Japanese market.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said that trumps everything. They're spending. I mean, you know how much the Dodgers make off Ohtani. It's more than his contract. They're getting in merchandise sales and things of that nature. So, let's have it in Japan. So that's something that they did for money. Now, both sides of this argument are stupid. So, first of all, is I can't find it. Where is Netflix? You have Netflix. Enough. You have it. It's enough of that. Stop acting like you don't have Netflix. You had Netflix when they were delivering DVDs. Everyone's had Netflix. It's like having toilet paper. It's just something you have. And you might never use it, and there might be nothing that you want, but you have it. And the thing that Netflix wants, because they know that it's become like toilet paper and disposable, is they want live programming. That's what they all want. That's why podcasts don't make money for the most part. People want live programming. Why? I don't know. They want ears and eyes on things, a collective of people at the same time. Advertising, it works better in those circumstances and all these things. So in terms of not being able to find it, that's nonsense. You have Netflix. But the other thing is, so someone's complaining about it being on Netflix and that people can't find it. And then the argument is, oh, well, that's to get kids. Well, and to make money. Okay. First of all, it's not to make money because the game was at 8 o'clock our time. Everywhere they want to make money in Europe and in Asia, it's not at a time anyone's watching television. So that's out the window. And second of all, I don't know what your kids are doing, but they're not watching Netflix all the time. Netflix is on TV. It's nothing different than anything else. Like your kids turn on the TV and I'm so confused. Like what's going on? Is it like what's this channel I'm on? If they turn on the TV, which is how rare for your kids to turn on the actual TV, what the hell does it matter to them what it's on? It's not. What are your kids watching Netflix every day? They're watching TikTok. They're watching YouTube. They're not watching. Get out of here with the. It's for kids. Like they couldn't find it on regular TV. If you're smart enough to find it on Netflix, you can find it on regular TV.
They make no differentiation, the kids, in terms of what they're watching, where they're watching it. To them, it doesn't matter.
But to act like they're like all glued in on Netflix is preposterous. No. In fact, I bet you the demographics of Netflix age way higher than that. Way higher. That is not immediate. Netflix isn't like a cool thing for kids to be checking out. Like, it's so dumb. You know why the Major League Baseball put it on Netflix? Oh, take a wild guess. None of you will get it right.
Yeah.
They wanted the money from Netflix. So they go, we have this nonsense opening day game that no one's going to care about. And then if you want to give us how much money to show it? To be the sole people that sell it? That's it. Netflix money. Nothing else. There was no bigger plan there. There was no plan to get kids to watch it. There was no plan to have people overseas watch it. There was no plan to grow the game. The plan was they were taking the money from Netflix. That's it. That's all. I mean, I'll tell you, these conversations on and on and on. Because I'm in the car and I don't know what the hell to listen to. It's all national shows on the sports station down in West Palm. I didn't hear Mad Dog's Kid. I was very disappointed. But it's, Colin Cowherd and Dan Patrick and whatever, and they're fine. But, they're having these debates about it being on Netflix. What are you talking about? It's money.
You know what? It's not as much as I thought it would be, though.
For one regular season game, how much is it?
So they did a 3-year rights deal that goes this year through 28, roughly $50 to $60 million a year.
They must get like one game every 3 months.
So they get rights to the season opening game, the home run derby, and the Field of Dreams game.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, so they get $50 million for 3 games.
Yeah,
or 2 games in an exhibition.
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, I'm basically right. They get almost nothing.
Yeah. So there's 162 games. They've given you 162 per team times that by 30.
Right.
Or then
you get 0.01% of the product.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So good. All right. So anyway, Netflix had the game, and now this goes against my argument because the guy who was doing the announcement was a red hot comic who's older than me, Bert Kreischer, or whatever the hell his name is.
Hello, San Francisco!
When was the last time you've seen him do anything but introduce a game?
No, I can't tell you.
I don't think he's a big star.
The Brady roast. That was the last time I saw him.
Okay, fair enough. There was a time where he was a big star. That time has passed.
This is the day we've been waiting for all winter long. Opening night of Major League Baseball live on Netflix. 2 of the most storied franchises.
So this sounds like it's for kids. Back in Black with a 55-year-old comedian.
Well, Back in Black only came out 46 years ago, so that's not bad.
Well, you added 1980 and figured it out pretty quickly. That's an easy one. I could have done that math.
Well done.
Too. I could have done that math. I just want it known I could have done that math too, because I know when Back in Black came out, because I was 5 when Back in Black came out. No, this is obviously for the kids. They have a 55-year-old comic with a 46-year-old
Bert Kreischer is ready to resume his Permission to Party World Tour.
Oh, good.
That's the name of the tour.
Okay.
Yeah, which will be playing Branson, Missouri.
Meet in one of the most iconic parks in the world, the New York Yankees.
get it. Well, listen, if you're on Netflix, you have to get Rob Manfred, and
that's part of the deal. That's part of the package. You spend $50 million to show. I'll call it one game and two exhibitions. It's two. Yeah. The part of the deal is we got to have Manfred on. We're gonna get our chin wag with Manfred,
right? And he's gonna
because also that's what the kids want,
right? Exactly. Even more evidence.
Where's the sit down with the commissioner?
This is again
Mom!
more evidence that this is really for the kids.
This sucks.
Every time
Where's the commissioner of baseball talk about the state of the game?
Every time I heard that argument, I just was like, we are in idiocracy.
What was your first opening day? I'm just curious. My very first opening day was a Mets opener it had to have been 88 or 89.
Oh.
As a fan? Yeah. I was working for baseball as an outside lawyer. Okay. The Mets used to have a big party. A bunch of commissioner's office people would get invited, and that was the first one.
So, Commissioner, I want to ask you, on the heels of kind of that first opening day, when did you fall in love with baseball? Let's go back even further.
Hold on a second. The commissioner of baseball didn't attend an opening day until he was 30 years old?
Apparently not.
It's weird, man.
Well, let's find out when he fell in love with baseball.
All right. Oh, good.
What was kind of that journey?
Oh, my first major league game was in 1968. We drove down.
Yeah, add a year to it, and we're talking.
All right.
From upstate New York to see a Yankee game. My dad was a huge Yankee fan. It was
shut up.
Okay.
How novel. Well, they had Jameis Winston, who is loves to throw interceptions. He seems to be a gregarious chap, and they've loaded now again for the kids. They've loaded it with WWE wrestlers. Apparently, they've loaded the crowd with WWE wrestlers, and here is Jameis Winston talking to them.
James, if you had like a wrestling move, what would you pull off on the two men beside you? What would you give him, some people's elbow? What's the Jameis Winston, the W eating machine? Would you munch on something? Like, what's the attack?
Look, today I got a chance to be a ball boy, and Jimmy told me
no one knows how to talk anymore. They can't talk. No one. They just talk all over each other. They laugh at things that aren't funny. It's just, we play this audio all the time. Professional broadcasts. It's just all crap.
But Jimmy had told me, he said, we call it ball dude, right? And one of my favorite things for
like, shut up and let him talk.
WWE superstars is, they got mad at me because I threw the ball over the net, and they were like booing me because I didn't pick a kid to give it to. So I'm getting to the joke, but you know what I told him? I said,
which is always what you need a comedian to do.
Yeah,
you want a comedian to tell you, don't worry,
right. Hang in there. This is going to be funny in a minute.
Hang in there with this wraps up in a tight little bow.
The funny part's coming.
So I'm getting to the joke, but you know what I told him? I said, it doesn't matter what you think. So I give him the stink eye, and I did what The Rock did, and I just let them know, like, you can't play no games with me because it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter how old you are.
That's right.
No, George is. So that was a lot of fun. He got to the joke apparently.
Oh yeah, of course.
But the joke was weird in that there was no joke. All right, so John Cena is talking about the ABS system, which takes a rocket scientist to figure out. You touch your helmet and then they put something on the screen.
For the first time.
Again, for the kids, a guy my age talking about ABS.
For the first time, Major League Baseball is bringing automated balls and strikes to the regular season.
That's really exciting. Thanks.
Yep. For real.
Oh, it's real.
And they're playing Metallica, Enter Sandman, which is, of course, again for the youth.
The umpire is still out there, calling the game just like always. And listen, nobody appreciates a good performance more than me.
Right, so that goes on for another minute.
Okay.
Explaining ABS, which is you tap your helmet and then they show if the ump was right. You get two of them. You keep it if the ump was wrong. You lose it if the ump was right. But
what do you do while they're deciding?
Knock it off. The wrestlers were the best part. Well, listen, they just talked about the ABS. Would you like to hear the first ever regular season ABS?
Yes, that's a historic thing.
All right, this is. Please don't play anything over this, Hardy. I need to hear this. This is the, ladies and gentlemen, here is history.
Welcome back to San Francisco. Tony Vitello, they got to Logan's off-speed early. How has he adjusted and settled?
Yeah, they were obviously getting a little more aggressive early in the count. So, I mean, he's adjusted as far as pitch location early, but also every one of their hitters is capable of doing damage, and he's got good stuff. So it's a battle that you're going to see each at bat.
I see your guys talking after they face Max Fried. What are they sharing? What are they seeing?
I think just the shapes of the pitches. I think there's a couple things that are different than maybe in the past, or some things that they've seen in particular tonight.
What could the crowd be reacting to?
I don't know. Communicate and stay ahead of the game.
Appreciate it, Tony.
Thank you so much.
Maddie.
Yeah, Lauren, thanks. We've had our first ABS challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And a call that was a strike.
Little sinker up and in
has been confirmed.
Right. So the first one ever, they were jabbering with the manager and couldn't manage to get that in. And by the way, if I'm T-Mobile, which is a great product, but if I'm T-Mobile, why would you want to have the T-Mobile ABS challenge? Like why that one?
Maybe they got it as part of a package deal.
I know, but I don't know that it's something you necessarily need to be associated with.
Yeah, I don't want that associated with my brand necessarily. Like kick-ass home run team is brought to you by.
Because presumably half the audience is going to be upset by the challenge.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like a nerdy thing. Like it's like some computer thing. I don't know. I don't know, but ask the kids that they were obviously doing that for.
Play that guy telling the joke again, because Jay Stu, he really enjoyed it.
I get it. You really had to be there when Morocco was fighting for the Intercontinental belt. His trousers fell. You know why? Because Junkyard Dog bit him. It was like the Coppertone ad. Junkyard Dog was like a dog in a junkyard, vicious.
It just slid off his hiney.
Yeah, and you could tell he didn't tan nude on the account of his butt was white. You know whose butt was brown? Bobby the Brain Heenan after Andre the Giant threatened to smash him.
He is sexually attracted to women's feet.
Oh, no, that's something else.
Wrong guy.
Of course.
Wrong guy.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop. It's not my character.
We'll have a lot of fisting.
Oh boy. Oh, well, you got very dirty with that. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment with our award-winning email segment.
More touch your
about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, and if you would like to email us, I was out of town. I don't have a ton of emails. I did get a lot from Blind Scott. Maybe Blind Scott doesn't need to go to Kendra's event today. Maybe Blind Scott can sit that one out. Ben Maller's coming to town. They seem to be good buddies. Blind Scott, if you're listening to me, maybe avoid Kendra's event today.
Yeah. Hey, if you're going to get on the tee and go somewhere, go to Ben Miller's place.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. All right, but I will tell you this. Something not to avoid is if you've been hurt in a slip or fall or an at-work accident, you should not avoid the great attorneys at Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. He's our guy. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Do you understand?
I do. I'm with you. I get it.
But my urgency to pee has been off the charts. It hits like a ton of bricks.
Are the Coke Zeros still like lingering in your system after you practically OD'd on them?
Baby, I'm drinking them down like so much Coca-Cola.
So you did that yesterday, too, after you got back. It was like you kept piling on. It wasn't a total Florida thing where you went crazy.
I mean, what happens in Florida stays in Florida. I mean,
of course.
Listen, I mean, you don't need to know what me and my son got up to down there. Yeah. That's no one's business.
Sure. Real officer in a gentleman situation. Opening scene, Robert Loggia, Richard Gere sharing the spoils. That was his graduation gift from college.
I just know the end because that's what I tend to focus on when he picks up the lady. That's officer and gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's some like loser factory worker, and he goes in and he picks her up. Right?
She made boxes. And the same thing that Robert Kraft does. Is he a loser?
No.
No.
And you went to Michigan State, which is the packaging capital of the world.
You got that right.
It's funny, like kids would go, I think I'm going to get into packaging because they pay the most when you graduate. And you said, oh, that's good at 18 just to fold it all up.
Yep.
At 18, just go
push your chips in.
Yeah, just do the most sensible thing you can. Why take a chance or do anything while you're young?
Let's stay here.
Yeah, just because the most important thing is you're making a lot of money at 22. That's the most important thing.
Right.
Because then
you'll top out at 26.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I knew more packaging majors. It's a good job. And I swear to God, I think it's a good job. And I know it's much more interesting than I'm making it sound. But there is something about an 18-year-old going, I am going to major in packaging. This is what I intend to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, this is what I dreamed of as a small child.
Which is a little soul-crushing.
Yeah. Do you want to make toys? No, I want to make the box that the toy goes in.
Right. Like maybe find some other areas to experiment in, and then packaging is kind of something that once you found your passion, funds your passion.
Yeah, you fall back.
Yeah, why not?
There is an email here from Dave who says, has Fred's dad heard about the Baywatch recast? Olivia Dunn coming in hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you don't know, my dad has never referenced a woman's looks. I've seen him kiss my mom on the lips once, and he's never, I remember it vividly too. There was no tongue. They kissed on the lips one time in front of me. And he's never referenced a woman as being good looking, but she must have been on the Fox News because his snot-covered phone, he was scrolling like crazy. And he goes, you know who I really like is Livy Dunn, and my kids were there, and my ex-wife was there. And we were all like, huh? And they don't even know how weird it is because what do they know of him? He's like a mystery to them. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm like, why Livy Dunn? He goes, well, she's with Paul Skeens. And I said, so? And he goes, well, I just think that's a good thing.
Period. End of sentence.
Yeah, because those two kids belong together, deserve each other.
Yeah.
All is right with the world.
My father went to Dartmouth. He got a perfect score in his SAT. Go check out foxnews.com and just read the headlines. It's like a coloring book. And that's where my father is all the time. And it's not the political information that he's getting. I could care less. He voted for, again, he lived in Manhattan and as like a 21-year-old voted for Nixon. So look, he was not a flower power guy. He is what he is. But it's not the political thing. It's just so below his intellect level that it's a little disturbing to me.
There's one thing on there. I took your advice. I went there, and one of their top stories is Howie Mandel blasts Kelly Ripa after she said he looks great at age 70. Now, this popped up during the show yesterday, and watching the video, it looks like Howie Mandel is really losing his mind. You watch the video for 8 seconds, you realize he neither blasts Kelly Ripa, nor is there anything other than just a good-natured conversation happening. But
fake news.
It's fake news. It's fake news.
I mean, just the headlines are like out of a coloring book. And I don't watch any TV news on TV at all. But I just know, and I don't, and his politics are his politics. So this has nothing to do with politics. It's just literally the reading level of it it's like, I'm afraid his brain is going to atrophy. Because when he's down for the count with one of his numerous illnesses, because like Nate Bargatze says, he loves going to the hospital. He can't get enough of it. When he's like down for the count, then that's a lot of Fox News.
Yeah.
Then you're getting him worked up.
Well, maybe he'll get his second win if he starts watching this Baywatch reboot.
Because Will Kane and the guy who even looks more like a prick that's on that thing, I can't remember his name, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. There's a guy in Fox News that looks like a human rag to be tossed aside.
All right.
Jimmy, emailing in. After an exciting week of sports, what would you say was the more disappointing version of watching a GOAT play a watered-down version of their sport? Brady losing in flag football or Tiger losing in the TGL? Well, after not watching either one, in fact, I saw more of the flag football game than I did of
the indoor golf alone, huh?
The indoor golf. I can't do it. I don't have any desire to do it. How about this? I don't care. I don't care about either one. And I'm not disappointed in either one, because in order to be disappointed, there has to be a base level of caring, and that does not exist.
I have one here from James. It's about college basketball. Wallach, I can't believe you didn't mention that Bill Murray's kid is coming to coach Boston College. How could you possibly skip that on the first day of Sweet 16 play? Luke Murray is an assistant at the University of Connecticut. I have Jeff Goodman.
That's Bill Murray's kid?
Yes.
So I saw Bill Murray in Atlantis. Now, you don't know that I've been there because I don't have a sweatshirt. But
Why did you not buy one? You see Ryan wears one once a week.
Because people should know that you've been there. And I understand that.
But you know what's funny about him? He's never been there.
That's not true.
No, it is true.
No.
Did you go to Atlantis?
Yeah, I've been there. I bought that sweatshirt when I was like 12.
Oh,
okay.
Well, it's a good thing you're still wearing clothes from when you're 12 and living at home. Everyone, get into radio.
He got that.
Now's the time.
You know what's maybe the most remarkable thing? He got that when he was 12, and it's a little big on him.
Yeah. If my son put something on that he had on when he was 12, it would look like he was auditioning for a gay nightclub in 1982.
Like the Savannah Bananas.
That's very campy.
It is. No, I saw when we were in Atlantis during the shootout at Atlantis, and this was during my infamous meet and greet with Tom Izzo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That kind of puts all the jigsaw pieces
together. Every
Yes.
time I see Tom Izzo, I think of you running with him.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I was just telling somebody this story the other day, and they said, that doesn't sound so bad. I said, you weren't there when I was going on and on and on, and he looked at me kind of with some pity, and he said, you know what? Let's get a picture, and turned me toward Marcy, and she just like a Jedi mind trick, picked up her phone and took a picture, and he said, "Great to meet you."
It's just smooth the way he got out of it.
It's
That
very
was
good.
really
See,
good.
I'd
But
like to meet Tom Izzo, but I have no idea what I'd say to him. Because I love Tom Izzo.
What you don't say is, "Coach, it's a real pleasure to meet you, Robert Poole, class of '93, Michigan State."
I don't know. That's
you don't
not so
start off
bad.
like, Rush Chairman, damn glad to meet you.
I don't know. You told him you went to the university. That he loves the university, obviously. I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world as a way to introduce yourself. I'm being serious.
I appreciate that. Just everything about it sits wrong with me.
It would be one thing to be like, "Hey, Tom Izzo, big fan. You know, I played basketball when I was a kid."
That would be terrible. That would be awful.
And be like, "Oh, you're the one."
Yeah. But we were standing there, just in between going to dinner or something, and somebody walked by. And the only thing really notable about him, because this was kind of at the tail end of COVID, people were still wearing masks.
Big hog, huh?
He was wearing a mask. He had a weird hat on, which you see a lot of weird hats when you're at a resort. And people
Especially when they let the Carnival Cruise people in.
Yes, people buy weird hats on vacation. They wear weird hats in the sun, but this was at nighttime. So the guy was wearing a weird Panama hat. But as he walked past us, I said to Marcy, I said, "That's Bill Murray." She said, "How do you know?" I said, "Look at his walk." And it was his gait that I immediately identified him. We're like, and we didn't even put two and two together at that point that it was his son was coaching one of the teams or an assistant there at the shootout at Atlantis. But yeah, we saw him.
Well, you got to figure now that Bill Murray's kid is the coach of BC, that Bill Murray's going to be at a ton of BC games. I mean,
it'll be easy to spot.
I mean, if my son coached at BC, if my son coached at BYU, I would be at a ton of BYU games.
Yeah.
So, that would be fun to see Bill Murray in the wild.
That'd be great.
All right, look, I got to make water.
Oh, okay.
I've had to make water the whole effing break.
Go make it.
There's some kind of urgency to it now.
The diet soda you drink is caffeine in it?
Shush. You're just extending my having to pee.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Just a quick question. Does it have caffeine in it?
I don't know. How much rough trade are you doing with that mustache of yours?
Tons. I'm getting DMs now with this thing.
I got to imagine you are.
He's got the flair going. He looks good.
Go watch that Mapplethorpe documentary. Machi. All right, thank you. Yes, I've been drinking a lot of diet sodas. That is why I'm urinating so much. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. And then afterwards, I'll have emptied my bladder, and then I'll probably not have to pee no more. We'll be back. Hear the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics and Bruins both won last night at TD Garden. The Celtics beat the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder 119-109. Reigning MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 33 points for the visitors. Jaylen Brown 31 points for the Celtics. They're off tonight. They wrap up their homestand tomorrow night against Atlanta. The Bruins went to Buffalo and beat the first-place Sabres 4-3 in overtime. Pavel Zacha, the game winner, 38 seconds into OT. Bruins play Minnesota at TD Garden late on Saturday afternoon. Red Sox begin their regular season today in Cincinnati against Terry Francona and the Reds. Top-seeded Arizona highlights played today at the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The Wildcats will play Arkansas in the late game in San Jose. And the road to 26 makes a stop at Gillette Stadium today as France plays Brazil in a friendly in a World Cup tune-up. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Vanguard Golf Club. It's all indoors with a putt-view putting zone, huge chipping area with a real bunker, full gym, and more. Summer camp signups are now open, so do what Hardy does and visit 110 Sturgis Way in Dedham. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 10 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, sports fans, this is huge. We're giving away $200,000. Support our mission and change lives. Enter now at punch4parkinsons.org. Use code SPORTSHUB for 50% off. That's punch4parkinsons.org.
This past winter will certainly be remembered for severe cold and plenty of snow. Hi, this is Michael Ferrante with the Massachusetts Energy Marketers Association, and the members of our association are proud to have successfully kept over 800
Toucher and Hardy. It's ridiculous.
The Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy's off to Vegas today. Dan Roach will be in on Friday, tomorrow.
Nice.
Maybe we'll do Shooting the Breeze.
Dan's in on Monday, too, so you get double Dan.
Yeah, double Danny. Double down Danny.
Fred, I'm glad you didn't have an incident, it appears, like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers had. I'm sure you've been watching The Tonight Show every night, or at least recording it.
Yeah.
Watching him when you get home.
Yeah.
Perhaps you saw Flea on The Tonight Show recently when he had a large bandage on his head. Do you know how he injured himself?
I did actually see him. He was doing a Frank Ocean song, and he was playing both the bass and the trumpet.
Yes. Well, he also does a radio show for Apple Music, and Flea explains that he was injured because he was playing a song, and there were 3 minutes left in this song, and he said, I really have to pee.
Oh.
So I have 3 minutes before I introduce the next tune. I jump up, I run down the hallway, I pee, I'm coming back, I'm wearing my reading glasses. I yell something to someone, running full sprint down the hallway, and bam, smack into a glass door, flat on my back, blood spurting out of my head. That happened days before his Tonight Show appearance. Now, as a veteran of rock radio, I'm going to say that is a rookie move. 3 minutes is plenty of time.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world.
You got all the time. I've taken care of much more business during Stone Temple Pilots' Interstate Love Song. That was my record for going to the bathroom and taking care of real business and making it back in time for the next
You
song.
did it during that one. That's 3:15, like on the nose. That's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. So Flea, obviously a rookie to the radio world. You remember months and months ago, we talked about the Weezer bassist and his wife who had fired shots at a police officer in L.A. And just to remind you of the story, there was like a carjacking situation. She was watching it on TV. It had gone into her neighborhood. So she did what any right-thinking person would do, stepped outside with a gun and said, hey, if these guys are in my neighborhood, I'm just going to, squeeze off a few rounds. Well, the people outside of her home were actually police officers. So she squeezes off a number of rounds. They fire back, actually hit her. The police officers have now been found of acting improperly in the shooting incident of Jillian Lauren, wounded at the hands of police in Los Angeles. Now, never mind the fact that she was also ordered to undergo psychiatric evaluations, drug testing on some type of, system where she's got to check in regularly. In some way, the police acted improperly. Apparently, they were not supposed to shoot back once they were fired upon. And any disciplinary action has not yet been announced, if there is any, but the police board have found that they acted improperly during this incident.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well, it doesn't seem like if you're chasing around anybody and someone fires at you, it seems like as a cop, aren't you allowed to shoot back?
It would seem like you would be able to. I'll tell you, if you ever get road rage, the best thing I can suggest to you is watching body cam videos. Because as we've discussed before, there's any satisfaction you think you will get from leaving your vehicle to confront someone, you don't look nearly as tough or as cool as you think you do. It's going to always look bad, and it's going to be always bad for you. So any satisfaction you get from leaving the vehicle is going to be crushed by the humiliation of that footage once it's seen by loved ones. That was a big it'll
scare
actually
you
worked
straight.
for me. It actually has worked for me. Like, I realize how ludicrous it looks.
Right.
Like when you're yelling at someone
in traffic.
Like in traffic, right? Like
at a stoplight.
Like, yeah, like you're like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Right. finally, Dave Grohl has finally done an interview after, the big dust-up. Turns out he had a child out of wedlock. He spoke to Rolling Stone and says he's going to therapy 6 days a week.
That was like Stern.
I would have read more, but it's behind a paywall and whatever. I know, going to therapy 6 days a week now because I imagine that you're the front man for arguably the biggest rock band in the world. And you had sex with somebody, and they had a child as a result, but now you got to go to therapy 6 days a week.
So I take it he's still in his marriage that he cheated with, right?
He is.
Okay, so now he's got to go to therapy 6 days a week. Like, there's got to be, if we're staying together, like say you cheated on your wife or your wife cheated on you, and everyone's really upset, and you want to stay together. You got to go like, all right, you get 15 months of hanging this over my head, and then I don't want to hear about it again.
Enough already.
No, I'm serious. Then what's the point of being married if for the rest of my life?
But Chris Rock said if you ever get caught cheating and your wife says, all right, I'm going to, no, run. Do not stay.
Because if this whole relationship is just going to be an exercise of making it up to you for the rest of my life, Dave Grohl is probably close to 60 years old. He's got to spend the rest of his life making it up to his wife. Get a divorce. Is the child he had with her is grown up? She's in a band. She's doing her own thing. Yeah. It's therapy 6 days a week. You know how much that must cost?
A lot. A real lot.
Because I should go to therapy. I stopped going to therapy because I realized the guy was charging me $20 a minute.
Well, that
Oh my God.
You're also cured.
That's true.
Thanks. I thought so too. I realize I have no issues. All right, let you get the heck out of here.
I was going to say, keep doing as much show as you want. I'm leaving. Bye.
This guy's out the door.
Safe travels, sir. Have fun.
He's going to Sin City, baby. Don't ask him what he did when he's gone because he don't gonna tell you. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone, I'm sorry that you're not like Hardy and leaving. The rest of us slugs got